Go. Creative. Creative.
Crash, crash, crash.
Creative. Rot.
Hello, everybody. It is I, the one and only son of Machine Gun Hollowred. Some of you may know me as that guy, the one, that one guy. I don't know. That's all I got. We're here watching the Art of Dialogue. Excuse my eating. Made some ribs, but it's an important day, guys. Important day. Black History Month, and right now we have the first Black Power Ranger did an interview. I don't think enough of y'all watched it, so I'm about to play it, and we're gonna react. Let's go. About to mute myself.
Walter Jones, happy to have you on the platform, my guy.
Oh man, glad to be here, Art.
Hey man, I mean, it was an honor to bring you on, man. I had to make it happen, man. I mean, growing up, the Power Rangers, that was my favorite show. And the Black Ranger, that was my favorite Ranger, man. So, had to bring you on, man.
Hey man, I appreciate it, bro. I was the first black superhero on live action TV. So it was kind of a big deal. There was like, when I was a kid and I would look at like TV shows, like I watched The Little Rascals when I was a little kid, and the only one on that TV show that looked like me was Buckwheat, and I didn't want to be him. So, it was like I'm happy to be somebody the kids could look at and be like, I like him. He's
Nobody
got a
wanna
cool
be
vibe.
Buckwheat.
He's positive. He's got energy. I can be like him. I like that.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because when I look back at it, yeah, you was the first black superhero on TV.
I was first black superhero on live action TV. Now, Robert Townsend was in a show called Mantis that came out 2 weeks before me. So he was actually the first black superhero, but I was the first black superhero on live action TV. And our show obviously is continued for 32 years and is in 40 countries. So it's kind of a big deal.
Very big deal. Did you ever think that it would get that big, yo?
No, man. In fact, I took the show home. We did the pilot, right? So we did the pilot. They were gonna pitch it to Fox, if Fox picked it up, we would do 40 episodes, which is exciting for any actor because usually if you book a series, you got like 12 episodes, maybe 20, but 40 is a lot. It was on every day. So I took the pilot home to Detroit. That's where I'm from the D. What up, Doe? And I showed it to my family.
Shout
My
out to the
family's
D.
all over there. They're all welcoming me home. I showed it to them on a Sunday, and we sat there and watched the pilot. And afterwards, they were all like, "That's all right. You stay at it. Something's gonna work out for you." You know, they were like, I think they all hated it. They were like, "What is this? So like, what is this? What are putties? Why are they talking? What is all that? You know, what you're trans like you're morphing into a mastodon. That's so strange. It was such a strange thing. And then you had Rita Repulsor, and you know her voice and the mouth flap didn't match, and it's like it just for them it seemed strange, and they didn't think it was gonna be anything. So I guess my family wasn't impressed. So I was kind of like, I guess it's not that great. But what happened was there was enough of it there for to motivate them to redo it. So we redid the pilot 2 or 3 times. And after the third time, they pitched it to Fox and they picked it up. So it was cool.
Yeah, I saw where you said that y'all was getting paid $1,200 an episode. That's true. That's how much y'all was getting paid.
1,200 is what we got paid eventually. That's not where it started.
Eventually. Huh?
I don't know. I'm not gonna give you an exact amount, but I can tell you it was about half of that to start. Yeah, an episode, which is crazy. You know, it's like we did the whole first 40 episodes, which turned out to be 60 episodes. And then we start shooting the second season, and you know, we got a little bit of a raise, but it wasn't much. And not for a show that made $1 billion in the first year, and that's the #1 kids show in the world. I remember
$1 billion in 93,
producer came downstairs. I
92.
was sitting next to Austin, the Red
That's
Ranger.
different
And he
than $1
said,
billion right now.
"Congratulations, guys. You are the #1 kids show in the world." And we looked at each other like, wait, did he say the world? I didn't even know it was in the world. I didn't know it was in 40 countries. I didn't know it was all over the place.
We got to talk about the grift. The grift of music, the grift of acting, the grift of, like, when you were young and all that, and they going to get you because, you know, these all young actors trying to make it. They don't know that they cutting corners. Meanwhile, made $1 billion first season. First season. Just so y'all know. As he said earlier, Power Rangers been on 30 years. First season.
You know, and the toys were selling out before the TV show even came on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the parents were like spending the night in front of Toys R Us to get their kids a Power Ranger. It was crazy. It was all over the news.
So the show, it made $1 billion the first year, and y'all was making less than $1,200 an episode.
The show made $1 billion the first year. We were making less than $1,200 an episode.
That's insane, man. That's crazy.
I'm saying, which is why I left the show, because it was like, come on, that's not right. It's like they should be paying us SAG wages, because you know when you join the Screen Actors Guild, then you're protected. Like you have a minimum that can be paid. So we should have been making at least the minimum of Screen Actors Guild. Mm-hmm. Honestly, we should have been making a lot more than that.
I'm 36.
But,
look at this. I got
know,
this right
in
now.
In the beginning, you can say that we were actors that nobody knew, right? So we were getting a start, and in the beginning, but once the show was a hit, and we did the first season, the second season, it should have been at least union and on point. And then they were about to do the movies, and once the movies were going to kick in, it was like, you know, there's a difference between a television star and a movie star. Mm-hmm. And if you're making...
Back then especially.
I mean, what they were trying to pay us for the movie was garbage. Oof. And it wasn't just one movie. It was 3 movies.
See.
And they're all going to be non-union. So it was like, nah, man, we gotta stand up for ourselves.
And you know what's crazy? This is probably what messed up the vibe. Like, you know, Walter... I forget Jason's, the Red Ranger. I forget his real name. Austin St. John, I think it is, and Trini, Ty Train. Sorry if I messed up her name, them leaving really like put a wrench in everything. Because if they kept the same Rangers that everybody loved, and they kept running it through like they was, oh man, they kept running it through like it was. Three movies, this. Come on, y'all. Like y'all, like there'd have been no stopping them. They would have. There was no stopping them then, even with the changes. Whew. But that greed gonna get you every time.
You know,
Yeah, I remember as a kid, man, I had all the action figures. I had the video game on Super Nintendo, Sega, and you telling me y'all wasn't getting anything from that at all?
nothing, not a dime.
That's crazy.
I mean, 1% of all the merchandise to each one of us. So you got, if that would have left him with 96%, but 1% of all the original actors, all the original Power Rangers, I mean, I would be a multimillionaire. Multimillionaire, easily. I mean, like 1% of a billion is 10, is what? It's a million? And over 32 years, yeah, my family would definitely have generational wealth. You know what I mean?
For real.
Which is what we earned, but it is what it is. I still got, they're still making toys that come out right now that'll have my face or something similar to my face based off my character. But look, I'm not. I try not to live being like hateful about that situation. It is what it is. It's been 32 years. I've learned to deal with what it is, and I choose to be grateful for what I do have. I mean, the fact that I am beloved by three generations of people, is amazing, and that I can be a positive role model to so many people, that I put positivity in the world and it lingers. I love that. That makes me happy. It makes me happy and proud to do that, as well as the fact that it initiated my acting career, and I've been working as an actor for 32 years. So that's not something everybody can say they've done.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all went on a strike, right?
We walked off the set. So our contract was over for the first season, and they had given us a contract for 3 movies. So we all got a lawyer. If we would all gotten a lawyer together and all negotiated for a contract all together, they couldn't do the movie with none of us. They wanted us. So if we would have stuck together,
Yeah,
then we would have been able to negotiate a decent contract. Probably would have went SAG, which is what it should have been, and maybe we got a percentage of the merchandise. I don't know, but we definitely would have been living a lot better than we were after. They continued on without us. So it is what it is. I It's funny because I know I'm friends with the actors that came and that ended up getting the parts after we walked away. And man, for them, it was like, can you imagine being an actor who watched the Power Rangers and then you audition to be a Power Ranger and you find out that you are the new Power Rangers on the TV show and you're doing the movie in about a month?
Wow.
It's like, they didn't earn that. That wasn't their movie. That was a movie we earned, that we built a following for. And they did the movie. Apparently they were supposed to do 3 to 6 more of them, and they never did another one like that because it didn't have the same hit. They took a hit on it. They should have just made it fair for everybody. And then, who knows? The movie would have done a lot better, I'm sure.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like with all of that, like once the original 3 leave, and then if y'all remember, Kimberly leaves, and now we got Cat. So we got Cat, and then also, bam, Aisha she got to leave. Now we got Tanya, and then once the change, but all of the video games and all that stuff is based on these original people You lose people. Boom, boom, boom. Even though everybody knows me, I'm a big Power Ranger guy. I love Power Ranger Zeo and all that stuff. But Power Ranger Zeo with the original cast, come on, no brainer.
And I remember as a kid, watching that movie for the first time, and I always wondered why the original cast wasn't in the movie.
Like, where do they go? Yeah. Wait, where's that? Where's Trini? Where's what was his name? Jason. Yeah. But I mean, after I left the show, I went on to have another show on Nickelodeon called Space Cases,
Yes,
and that was a lot of fun. That was cool. And
my anybody that knows, I love space cases. I might start streaming me watching Space Cases. That was my show. I might have to go find it and stream it. And of course, like I said, like he just said, Walter was the star of the show. And to think this dude was like essentially 30 when he did that show is crazy. But that show, it was on Snick. It was Saturday night. This is before Keenan and Kel. So where the Keenan and Kel slot was, that's where Space Cases was. Oh my goodness. I loved that show. Still mad. They canceled it after 2 seasons, but at least he got two. All right.
they paid me well, which is good. I mean, what I was making on that show is what I should have been making on Power Rangers easily. So and if I had done that, I would have been doing just fine. I'd have been quite happy.
But you is right though. I mean, that is only right. I mean, you and the other cast, y'all did build the show, the momentum, and
Yeah,
it's only right to put y'all in the movie.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that is crazy how they got a whole brand new cast and threw them in a movie like that.
They just didn't want to negotiate the contract. I think they were afraid that because I think they already had intentions of changing the cast at some point because the Japanese footage is they change every year or they change, the Rangers change. They only had so much Mighty Morphin footage. And then after that, it was going to go on to Zeo and then it was going to go on to this. And so they already, I think, had intentions of changing the cast, but slowly, like losing one person here, one person there, adding a new person. And I think he just said, well, forget it. We'll just lose all three of them, and we'll just start all over. But it took a hit. I know I met a lot of fans who were like, when I found out you left the show, I went in my room and I ripped the poster down because I was like, I'm done. I can't believe he's not there no more. It hurt a lot of people. It devastated a lot of kids. But,
Damn.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken,
I ain't
y'all
gonna
went on
lie.
a strike, right?
we
I love
walked
me
off
some
the set.
Aisha. I love me some
So
Aisha.
our contract was over for the first season, and they had given us a contract for 3 movies. So we all got a lawyer. If we would all gotten a lawyer together and all negotiated for a contract all together, they couldn't do the movie with none of us. They wanted us.
Yep.
So if we would have stuck together, then we would have been able to negotiate a decent contract. Probably would have went SAG, which is what it should have been, and maybe we got a percentage of the merchandise. I don't know, but we definitely would have been living a lot better than we were after they continued on without us. So it is what it is. It's funny because I know I'm friends with the actors that came and that ended up getting the parts after we walked away. And man, for them, it was like, can you imagine being an actor who watched the Power Rangers?
For real.
And then you audition to be a Power Ranger and you find out that you are the new Power Rangers on the TV show and you're doing the movie in about a month. It's like
Crazy.
they didn't earn that. That wasn't their movie. That was a movie we earned that we built a following for. And they did the movie. Apparently they were supposed to do 3 to 6 more of them, and they never did another one like that because
Yep.
it didn't have the same hit. They took a hit on it. They should have just made it fair for everybody. And then, who knows? The movie would have done a lot better, I'm sure.
And I remember as a kid, watching that movie for the first time, and I always wondered why the original cast wasn't in the movie.
Like, where did they go?
Where did it go?
Yeah. Wait, where's that? Where's Trini? Where's what was his name? Jason.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Jason.
But I mean, you know, after I left the show, I went on to have another show on Nickelodeon called Space Cases.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. You
Did I
that was
rewind by
and
mistake?
They paid me well, which is good. I mean, what I was making on that show
My mind
is what I
tripping
should have
right
been
now.
making on Power Rangers easily, you know. So, and if I had done that, I would have been doing just fine, you know. I'd have been quite happy. They just didn't want to negotiate the contract. I think they were afraid that because I think they already had intentions of changing the cast at some point. Because
Wait a minute.
the Japanese footage is they
Did I
change
back it
every
up
year.
by
Or
mistake?
They change, you know, the Rangers change. They only had so much Mighty Morphin
My
footage.
bad, y'all.
And then after that, it was going to go on to Zeo, and then it was going to go on to this. And so they already, I think, had intentions of changing the cast, but slowly, like losing one person here, one person there, adding a new person. And I think he just said, "Well, forget it. We'll just lose all three of them, you know, and we'll just start all over." But it took a hit. I know I met a lot of fans who were like, when I found out you left the show, I went in my room and I ripped the poster down because I was like, I'm done. I can't believe he's not there no more. You know, it hurt a lot of people. It devastated a lot of kids.
Devastated.
But, you know,
Who was all the members that left the show?
who left was the Red Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, and myself. So it was Austin, Twee Trang, Austin St. John, Twee Trang, and myself.
Twee Train, yeah.
Who stayed was the Blue Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and the Green Ranger. So that was Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson, and David
Amy
Yost.
Jo.
And they had their reasons for staying, you know. I mean, like, it's not everybody that's brave enough to rock the boat. You know, like we're winning. We're on this amazing show. We're about to do a movie. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, but we're being screwed, and we've been getting screwed. So do you continue to get screwed and not rock the boat? Or do you stand up for yourself against the bully that's like going, hey, well, you know, we can fire you. Or like, well, man, we got to stand up. At some point, you got to stand up. So that's what we did. You know?
And
That's
you was
real.
telling me before the interview that you just now seen the movie for the first time.
Yeah. I watched it probably a year ago for the first time because I didn't care to see it. I was like, that was supposed to be my movie, you know?
That's real.
And
That's real.
so I didn't really, and I was busy working at the time, so I didn't care to go check it out or, you know, it didn't matter to me at that point. But I saw it and it was entertaining, it was cool. It would have been better with us, you know. it would have been better with a little hip hop keto in there, you know, a little Zach flavor. I mean, because my character was like very different from all the rest of the characters. You know, I was like charismatic. Everybody was charismatic, but I was charismatic in a different way. I implemented hip hop keto into my dance style. It wasn't all that, but it was like, you know, I had a different vibe, different energy. And I was representative of a whole lot of black and brown people, including white people. So I represented everybody, but it was a face that everybody could look at and go, that's my guy, you know? I'm like him. I want to be like him.
Real nigga.
I was the first. Yeah.
And when they made that deal for the 3 movies, right? Y'all had no idea they did that without y'all knowing, right?
Yeah. It was that's what the movie was gonna be for. It was like the contract wasn't just for one movie. That was the catalyst to it all. It was like, oh really? So you're gonna give us the contract. We're supposed to just take whatever you give us and not have an agent or a lawyer negotiate it for us. And I can tell you that the first movie was under $20,000. $20,000 for a multi-million-dollar movie, 20th Century Fox, and that's what they're gonna pay the stars.
Wow.
It was unheard of. It was like, no. And then there was attached to it 2 other movies with a small upgrade of what the pay was, you know, within a $20,000 range. There's nothing. So they're gonna make another billions of dollars off the movies, and we were still gonna be broke. Like couldn't afford a place in LA, couldn't buy a nice car, couldn't, I mean, barely getting by. It sucks. It sucks. So,
Yeah, they was clearly taking advantage of y'all because y'all was young.
well, we weren't. I was 26 at the time. Yeah, I mean, we were playing kids, but we were all adults. But we were, we were new in the industry until we weren't. After I did 85 episodes. So after the first 20, 30 episodes of it being a hit show, I was no longer new. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real right
The
there. That's
contract
real
should have been
spill.
able to be negotiated before then. And it should have been negotiated to be SAG. And we even had cast and crew coming up to us and going, hey guys, hey, they're really screwing you guys, man. You guys should go SAG. You should make the show SAG. And that way it'd be fair. And that way it'd be, I mean, like the casting, because the cast and crew, the crew was even non-union. So everybody felt the same way. Everybody was like, we're on this hit show. This guy's making $1 billion. He made $1 billion the first season. Billion. That's a whole lot of millions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole lot of millions, bro. So it would not have hurt him to lose $6 million out of his 993 million to make the rest of us happy.
Yeah.
The stars. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
That greed will get you, boy.
If you look at from a business perspective, then they say shrewd. But I would say greed. It wouldn't take that much. I mean, it doesn't show any compassion. It doesn't show any compassion for the people that are helping you build your brand. You know what I'm saying? And I think from his perspective, he'll say, I built the brand. I did everything. I brought this here. I sold the toys. I did that. And I gave you an opportunity. I think his perspective was, I gave you an opportunity to be famous. You'll be famous, but you won't be rich. But what is that?
That's useless.
Not if you want to continue.
I'd rather be rich and not be famous.
Have the
Real
magic
talk.
that was there. Like we had a great chemistry. We had something that hadn't been seen before. So I don't know. It is what it is, bro.
Now that we have a pause break, let me pause and break.
In the world that we live in now, and the temperament that we have, where people are greedy, it's all about me. I want everything. I think that's what it was about, But some people will look at somebody like that and go, "Oh, well, that was shrewd. That was, But I would say, I would say greedy.
For you personally, when did you first see the red flags that something wasn't right?
Oh, that red flag came immediately as we signed the first contract. We knew it was a bad contract. I mean, and they told us then, listen, you can take this to your mind. Like after 2 weeks of auditioning, they finally go, all right, you guys are the ones. You are cast. You guys are going to be, the Power Rangers. And actually, it wasn't even called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the beginning. It was called Phantoms. Eventually, they changed the name, and it became Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Apparently, I heard the story recently. They had heard the name Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so he knew he wanted the name to be na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, something like that. So they came up with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right? So
that makes sense.
when we first got the contract, they said show it to your agent or your lawyer, but the first person that comes back and wants to negotiate or change anything will fire you or hire somebody new. Now, at that point, I'm a brand new actor.
Speaking of,
I've only done extra work here and there. I've done
Donatello as
theater.
the Black Ranger.
I haven't been on TV. I'm not a TV actor. So, you know what? I'll take this opportunity to do this. Maybe if it becomes something, the next contract, the next season, it'll be better for us. So, you take that first loss. You're like, all right, just to get the opportunity to work as an actor, to get the opportunity to have to learn about being behind the camera, the whole thing. We knew immediately there was a bad contract. It was obvious. However, taking that opportunity, taking the shot, you had to take the shot for the first one, but after the second season, it was like,
Come on,
It
y'all.
didn't get much better, and it was like, oh, come on, man, it's not right. So we knew. We knew from the very beginning.
When you look back at hindsight, do you regret leaving the show so early?
Okay, so I wish I'd done the movie. That movie was my movie. It would have been the biggest budget movie I've ever done, right? I would have gone to Australia, I would have shot this movie that I earned. It would have been, and I believe that the movie would have done well, it would have done better, and I probably would have done 3 or 4 more other movies. Now, I wish I'd done that. I wish that had happened, but I don't wish that I would have done it for the negotiated price
Yeah.
that we were doing it for.
No.
I mean, I had to stand up.
You had to. You
know?
had to.
I missed
Every
that I
man
didn't do
has
that
a
movie,
price
but if
or
I
a
had to do it all
line.
again, I would do it again.
My boy don't.
I would
my boy
do
has
it
a
again.
line.
I would just
You
hope
can't
that
push him
everybody's
past
still
his
with
line.
me, because that would have made a difference.
So some of the cast, they changed their mind about going on strike.
Well, we all had a conversation about it, and it was like, well, I think, sometimes people say things half-heartedly. Everybody was excited about the movie. We talked about, it wasn't fair. We should negotiate it. We should get a lawyer. But it's easy for somebody to go, yeah, if you get a lawyer, I'm down. But once you got a lawyer, now they got to make a decision. And, I guess, they had their reasons of saying, no, I don't want to talk to a lawyer. I don't want to do it. Maybe they're afraid. They're afraid that they were going to lose the job. Maybe they're afraid that they wouldn't, the Green Ranger had just become the White Ranger, and he's doing well. Like he's coming up. He's growing in views. So maybe he's afraid to lose that. And everybody's got different reasons, But originally we were supposed to do it together, and at the end, it was only the 3 of us that were willing to stand up. And actually, what happened is when in us standing up, it made it better for them, because then they offered them more money to stay. Right? And then we went back to them going, hey, look, we're doing these car shows, and we're making more in a weekend than we make in an entire season. This is what our worth is. And then they went and they complained, and hey, so we heard about these appearances, so they paid them more money to stay even more. So we made it better for them. And they stayed, and we had to move on.
Did they personally tell you that they was backing up?
No, we were negotiating for the contract, and then we saw that they were having auditions. And I was like, wait, I thought we were negotiating to come back to finish it. And so yeah, it was unfortunate. I think I was in Hawaii on a vacation with some fellas when I found out that it was no longer going forward. That they had hired 3 new Rangers, and they were gonna do the film, and we weren't coming back to the show, and it was done. And I was like, man, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, I just had to figure out, well, I just got to move forward. Just got to keep going. I mean, and then the good thing for me was because the show was a hit, and I was coming away from it. I had name value because I was on a hit show. So now in my audition process, because I'm a real actor. I've been acting. I had agents. I was pursuing acting. I didn't just walk into it like, the Red Ranger went to the audition for a bet. He never really wanted to be an actor. He just kind of happened to be
Hold on 2
the right
seconds,
guy
y'all.
for the part, and it worked out.
I'm probably gonna put
But
bumpers right there.
I had always dreamt of pursuing an acting career. So now when my agent, I was hotter. I was hotter in the industry. The guy that's coming from the Power Rangers, he's got, got me got a good agent. I got opportunities to audition, so I booked the show on Nickelodeon, and then I was booking Disney stuff, and they were making me offers, and
Son
it
of
was
the
like
brink.
I had a better name in the industry than I would have if I didn't have the Power Rangers behind me. However, if I worked on the show for 6 years, let's say, like Jason Frank, he worked on the show for 6 years. So now he's kind of
Typecast.
typecast as this Ranger. So it's hard for anybody to see him as anything else but that. So it was fortunate to me that I'd done it, but I wasn't so ingrained in it that I couldn't do anything else. And so that's why I was able to have a prosperous career. I mean, I had the talent, I had the name, it worked out, but not everybody else was able to build a career after Rangers because some people got typecast.
The original Yellow Ranger. Is it true that she was Latino?
Yeah, her name was her name was Audrey Dubois. Audrey Dubois, and she was really good. She was kind of a tomboy, a badass martial artist.
Dope.
And so
I've
the
seen
energy in our cast was a little different because she was not one to back down. She was like, all hands on deck, let's go, ready to fight, right? So that gave us a certain energy. And when they let her go because she asked for more money, they hired Twee Trang. And that's when, I was the Black Ranger and she was the Yellow Ranger and she was an Asian girl. And that's when it got a little odd. It was like, oh, that's weird. But it was coincidental. But Twee gave our cast this flavor of Zen that we didn't have. Actually, I think the show did as well as it did because she added a thing that we didn't have. Like she added the zen, the calm, to it. It's like, so we weren't bullies. We weren't going around just beating up putties and just like, it wasn't like we loved the fight. It's like we didn't want to fight, but if we had to handle our business, we did. You know what I'm saying? And even with the bullies on the show, Bulk and Skull, sometimes they would go at the girls, trying to like be bullies towards them. And my character would always step up like, you ain't mess with the girls. But the girls would be like, don't worry, we got this. With a smile on their face. Like, we got this, we can handle it. Which is inspiring to young girls. Like, oh, I can handle myself too. I don't need somebody else. When if I know martial arts, I am self-aware and
Look how
I
we
am
used to
self-protected,
encourage the
which is a
kids to
beautiful
get
thing.
into activities.
How do you pronounce the name of the
positive
Yellow Ranger
things.
that replaced her?
Twee Trang.
She passed away, right?
She was in a car accident. She after we left the show, after they hired 3 new actors, she went on to pursue her career. She started working in movies. She was in the movie The Crow with Brandon Lee, and she was one of the bad guys in the movie.
She had
Did a
crazy
great
eyes.
job. Her career was starting to blossom, and then she was in a car accident with 2 friends, and she died. And one of her friends that was in the car actually went through the windshield and is paralyzed
Wow.
from the waist down. And the driver, he had his only one who had his seatbelt on. He survived. He's came out unscathed pretty much. Yeah. We finally paid tribute to her death in sorry, excuse me, in a movie we just did on Netflix called Power Rangers Once and Always. And so the idea of the script is that she passes away and she's killed by one of the by Rita Repulsa, Robo Rita, and so we are avenging her death. But it's the first time that we've made mention that she had passed away or that we paid tribute to her in over, I don't know, it's like over 15 years or more. But I think because you guys were kids then, and to talk about her passing might have been a lot, for you guys. Because here we are, superheroes. She passed away, and although she wasn't on the show anymore, she was beloved, So maybe that's why it took so long to pay a tribute to her. But I'm happy that we finally did.
She was cool, people.
The coolest. She was real cool. She was like a really sweet girl, funny, talented, sweet, kind. Like she's the kind of girl that if a kid came around, the kid instantly loved her. So, you know, and like she had that energy, bro. She was super sweet and a very loving person.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
Wow. She had a party after the Crow, and I gone to the after party, but
Shout out to the Crow, man. That was
one
good.
night after that, I think I was hanging out in Hollywood. She was living down off of Laurel Canyon at the bottom, and I called her up. I was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I just went by and hung out with her. We were in the kitchen talking, and just was congratulating her on all her success. And we were talking about what it was like to get through what we gone through, because nobody knows what it was like to leave that show, the
At
heartbreak
the top.
of that,
At the top. They left at the top.
and to wonder about what the rest of our career is going to be like, because were we one hit wonders? Was that what it was going to be, or were we going to be able to aspire and go on and do more things? And I was working. I had a show on Nickelodeon. I went on to do a number of other guest stars on a bunch of different shows: Family Matters, Sabrina Teenage Witch, CSI, The Shield, all kinds of stuff. But she had broke into major movies, so I was really proud of her. I was really proud that she had made that mark and that she was winning with that. I think her career would have blossomed more after that because there was nobody like her.
That's real.
Yeah, I know that had to be depressing and not knowing what to do next after the show.
Yeah, it was definitely depressing, but we had the wherewithal to keep going. Just push forward. I for one was okay. I mean, I was upset, but my thinking was, well, look, I'm on the #1 kids show. I'm on the #1 hit kids show in the world. I've already done that. So now what am I gonna do? What comes next? Now I want to be on a primetime series hit show. I can go from this and move on to the next thing. So I ended up having another hit show on Nickelodeon with my show Space Cases. It was the number 2 show on Nickelodeon behind Keenan and Nicole, and that was cool.
Yep.
But I wanted that primetime series, and so I got the opportunity to do that with a show called Malibu Shores with Aaron Spelling, and unfortunately we had a bad time slot, so the show only ran for 1 season, but it had a bunch of stars in it, like Felicity, not Felicity. It had Kerry Russell, Tony Luca, Essence Atkins, Charisma Carpenter, myself, Jacob Vargas, a bunch of actors that went on to do great things. And, it was with Randy Spelling and a bunch of other people. So I did get my series. Unfortunately, it didn't hit. It didn't stay.
Yeah, you had a solid career after that. But I do want to ask you, because I remember when they came out, man, everybody was going crazy about them. What's the backstory behind the White and the Green Ranger?
Oh, yeah. Well, the Green Ranger, so the show came from the Sentai series. So in Japan, the show ran for 20 years. It wasn't called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was called, it was Sentai. It was
Super Sentai, yeah.
It was
I want to watch Super Sentai just so I
every
could
season they would change.
feel it. I want to feel
It was a successful show in Japan for 20
I
years.
might rewatch
Saban saw this and
Mighty
was like,
Morphin,
I think I'm going to bring this
and
to
then
America. We'll change the actors in the
watch
beginning,
Super
make
Sentai.
our
It can't
own
be that hard to
stories,
find.
but we'll add the Japanese footage and make it into our own American thing, right? So in the Japanese footage, they had the Green Ranger appear, and the Green Ranger was a bad guy, and eventually they killed him. I think after so many episodes, and so they only had a few seasons, a few episodes, let's say 5 or 10 episodes of the Green Ranger, and after that he was supposed to die off or go away, and then the next season there was going to be a White Ranger that came to it, because eventually every cast had a 6th Ranger. If you watch the show over the years, there was always a 6th Ranger, a Green Ranger, a Gold Ranger, something else that came and joined the cast. But everybody was so impressed with the writing of that story, his story, the Green Ranger. He was such a badass when he came on, and then he was like a bad guy, and he was a good guy, and then, he was part of the team, in his own Dragon Zord, the whole thing. He made us stronger, and then when it came time to die, for him to die, so many people had enjoyed Jason David Frank as the actor that played the Green Ranger, that they had to figure out who's going to be the White Ranger, and they thought, why don't we just bring him back as the White Ranger? So they done that. They brought him back as the White Ranger. And then, unfortunately, after that, we were trying to negotiate for a better contract. We walked away, so then it left him to be the alpha.
Big dog. Now he the
He
big
was
dog.
like the alpha omega. He was like, the new guys couldn't touch him. He was the new guy. He was the guy that
original
was
Sixth
there. It
Ranger.
was like the big wig now. Like Billy wasn't as strong as the Green Ranger or the White Ranger. He wasn't skillful in that way. He was.
We don't
smart
talk about
guy.
how Billy just
So
stopped
the new
wearing
guys
his
were kinda
glasses
like
one
the
season.
underlings
He just
after
like,
that.
fuck it, I don't want to wear them no
And
more.
he went on to do 6 more seasons in that role.
Why did the Green Ranger shield look higher quality in the Japanese footage compared to the American footage? Because I mean, in the American footage, man, it looked terrible, yo. It looked real cheap.
Hey, because it was. Because that's what they did. They didn't they didn't make it out of the same material. They just made it, kind of flimsy.
Got
and
my boy looking
it wasn't that
crazy.
great. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same suit. It wasn't the same, shield. It was. They made one that kind of looked like it, their version of it, but yeah.
Yeah, it looked bad, bro. It looked terrible, man.
My boy had
It
on
looked
gold
terrible.
aluminum foil. Come on, now.
He said that looked bad, bro. That was. I ain't had nothing to do with that, bro.
He said, "Look, don't look
that
at
was
me, nigga."
that's what they did. Apparently, if they didn't want to pay their actors well, they didn't want to pay for much costumes. They were keeping the costs down, which is weird to me. But they were keeping the costs down to save as much money as possible. I guess to invest in whatever else they wanted to invest in.
Was it difficult for you to do some of those scenes?
Difficult in the fact that it was taxing and it was like a lot of physical effort. Even
them flips and
we would
jumps.
do
Hip-hop
we would
keto.
shoot 4 episodes every 2 weeks, right? And we would shoot according to set.
4 episodes every
almost
2
in
weeks.
every episode, we go to the command center and we talk to Zordon. Now, Zordon is not there. Zordon's a piece of tape on the wall that we're looking at and talking to, and there's a script reader reading his lines. It's not even the voice of Zordon. It's a woman. He's going, Rangers, there's a problem in Angel Grove. We need you to go down there. She's just reading it, and we're like acting to that, and we're looking at the thing. Now, that I would say was relatively a boring day because we're not doing anything. We're acting like we're upset, and we're looking at the globe, we're looking at the wall, we're and that was a full day of command center, changing clothes, going back, remembering who we're fighting in this script, and what just happened, where are we now, and what lines are we doing now, and who are we fighting? Tickle Sneezer? Is it Godar? Who's the bad guy? It was kind of a boring day. It was a dull day because we're indoors. It's dark. Even if it was sunny outside, it's like we're in the dark in this command center all day, and that was taxing. But I mean, that is acting. Not all days are going to be adventurous and fun. Any day that was fighting for me, any day that I had to go and do a fight scene, then I was excited because that was the most challenging thing for me, and I loved it because I get to create all this cool stuff that I had never even conceived of, and I had these great stunt guys that will motivate me to do even more. They were
That's real.
I got to be creative, and I got to do things that I never thought I would do, which was awesome. I did this one episode where I'm being chased by the putty, and I jump up and I see a tree limb, and I'm like, oh man, if I could swing over that tree limb and come back down, you chasing me, I can swing over the tree limb and come down and kick you in the back. That would be dope, That would be so fat if I could do that. So he's running, we're chasing me, and I jump up and I grab the branch and I try to pull myself over, but it's too slow. I can do it. Physically, I can do it, but it's just too slow. I would miss him. It doesn't look great. So the stunt guy that I'm with, he goes, hey, what if I push you? What if I push you over? Like, so the camera's here, you're in front, they won't see my hands push you. What if we can do that? So I'm like, all right, now still it's physically taxing because I gotta hold on to this branch, have the strength to hold on, and then we push up and over, come back around. But we did it. Jumped up, he gave me a push, up and over, I come around, I kick him in the back. That stuff is not stuff that is easy to do and not something I would even consider imagining, except for I'm a superhero and I'm capable of doing almost anything. So
That's beautiful.
It was awesome.
That's beautiful.
Did you get any injuries?
I might have pulled a hamstring every now and then, that kind of thing, but nothing severe. Nothing severe. We were training. I was training all the time. I was getting better all the time. I was working with the stunt guys, learning different martial art forms, different kicks, punches, throws. I was going to the gymnasium and I was learning to do, put patterns of flips together, round off, backflip, back tuck or back layout. I was learning all these things. So, and I was young and I was skilled. So, yeah.
Wow.
It worked out.
That nigga was really
You
flipping.
brought him up earlier, and I wanted to ask you about him. Jason, he played the Green and White Ranger. You know what happened to him?
Jason David Frank.
You know what happened to
Yeah,
him? What kind of interview
he had a
question
bout
is
with
that?
mental health, and he,
You know
he
what happened
passed
to
away
him?
a couple of years ago from suicide. Yeah, it's really
Rest
unfortunate.
in peace to Jason David
Yeah.
Frank,
But
the best Ranger there was.
there was a lot that went into it. He was mental health is real, and people can go through depression. We had gone through COVID. He was dealing with a lot of
Shout out
things.
to Jason David Frank.
Personal
favorite
life
Ranger.
stuff.
Always was.
It's
The White
unfortunate,
Ranger.
but it's really sad.
It's morphin' time.
Terrible, man. And I used to always come across him on social media, and he always came across like he was in good spirits. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. You never know
Yeah.
what people really going through. You see them on social media, and they look happy, and
White and
Of
black
course.
together.
Of course. I mean, I think people
How the
go on
world's
social
supposed to be.
media and they put out the best image of themselves that they want people to see, but that doesn't let you in on anything else that's going on in their life. I'm not gonna just necessarily involve you in all the garbage that might be in my life or my depression or anything or like my hardships. It's not generally people are private about that kind of thing. So that's what it is. I mean, I think social media is constructed that way. Most people are pretending to be something that they're not,
Yep.
and that might be happy.
But I'm sure you used to see the same thing, right? Him being on social media, IG, and he looked like he was in good spirits, and he looked happy.
Yeah. I mean, he was a very positive person. He gave positive messages. He was like, he let people know, but he had issues. He had some issues, bro. He was bipolar. He was like, he had depression. He talked about it. And like we talked about it. Like we were friends. And we would go up and down in our friendship. Like, he would call me up and he would ask me about things, and I would give him my honest opinion because I'm not a yes man. I'm a real person. So I'm gonna tell you the real. If you ask me something, I'm gonna be like, all right, this is what I think. Period. So he was able to take that from me most of the time, but sometimes he couldn't. If I called him on something and I thought he did wrong, and I'm like, hey, bro, why would you do that? Then he would get offended and be like, don't talk to me no more. And I'm like, bro, I've known you for 30 years. So I'm not gonna not talk to you. Shut up. We're men. We're talk. We'll have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But but we had our ups and downs. But our ups were better than our downs, obviously. But I was able to work with him and his daughter and do stuff like Dial Talk, and he was doing poetry to talk about some of his mental health issues, and I inspired him to do that. He would talk to me, and I was like, yeah, I think you should share that with your fans, because there's a lot of our fans that have some issues, that are on the spectrum or whatever, that deal with depression and deal with a number of things. And so I figured, if you tell them that you have some of these same issues, that's empowering, and like you show them what you can do, and then that'll empower them to be even stronger and better. So I love that he did that. Like he did poetry. In fact, if you look on YouTube, he did this one piece. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a piece where he is in a room with like 8 other versions of himself. And it's like an AA meeting. And in the poetry, in the poem, he's talking about, thanks, guys, for being here, I've been dealing with this, I'm going with that. But he's calling out each one of them, and each one of them is a different personality, and each one of them is him. He's like, Mr. Depression, I deal with you like this, and and I'm grateful that I got past this. Bipolar, I've dealt with this, and and then so forth and so on. And at one point, there's an empty seat, and the seat is suicide. And he's like, I'm glad you're not here today. So it wasn't
That's deep.
it wasn't unheard of that he
I'm
had
a fan,
thoughts
and I didn't even
about
know that.
it, and he shared it with the fans. It's on YouTube. You can go look at it. It's just nobody expected it to ever really happen,
Terrible, man. R.I.P. to him, man. R.I.P. The Gold Ranger. Why nobody never talk about him?
I don't know who the Gold Ranger is. Oh, you talk about Austin St. John when he came back for Turbo? Okay. So this is the thing.
Zio.
Austin and I used to be roommates. After I left the show, I went on to work, Nickelodeon, Disney, like different shows.
Shout out to Brink. He was in Brink.
Austin went back to Power Rangers, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So I guess when he went back as the Gold Ranger. He was like the 6th Ranger. He went back as the Gold Ranger, and he did a film, and he also did a series. But I can't tell you anything about it because I didn't watch it. I just know what I've heard from him. But apparently he was a cool character, he had all these powers, he and Tommy butted heads, but eventually they were working together. He got to come in as a bad guy at that point, which is always fun. I mean, when you get to be a bad guy, like the bad guys are fun roles to play. See, but he didn't care about the show not being union at that point because he wasn't really pursuing an acting career. I joined the union immediately after I left the show. So I became Screen Actors Guild. I was in the union. I was working with professional actors. He didn't. He actually went on to become a paramedic. So acting was not necessarily what he wanted to do, and he didn't pursue getting into the union. Had he been in the union, he couldn't go back because it was still a non-union show.
For the people that don't know, what's the union?
So Screen Actors Guild is a union for actors as well as cast and crew. And it's basically a union that prevents actors from being taken advantage of. It has a certain amount of rules that makes it so it's professional. It's a professional union. You get health insurance and dental insurance, and actors. It's very difficult to make a living as an actor. I think the ratio is only, I forget the exact numbers, but I think it's like only 93% of all actors make a living. Or it might be 75% of all actors make a living. And then there's like 98% of those that are, A-listers, that are like the bigwigs, like the Tom Cruises, big stars, Al Pacino, the Denzel Washingtons. There's only few of those, but that make a living is maybe 75%. The rest of those actors have other jobs. They're just acting because it's a passion. They want to do it. They're looking for an opportunity. They might be in a big movie, but they might not ever work again. How many actors have you seen on TV shows? Let's say, what was a big show? Let's say um, my brain is flaking. Uh,
I hate when that
what was Will
happens.
Smith's show? Fresh
Fresh
Prince. Let's
Prince.
say Fresh Prince, right? So a lot of actors on that show, a lot of great actors, the show that ran forever. Now they made so much money because I think Will was making $1 million an episode, right? So they made so much money they ain't gotta work ever again. Maybe. I don't know. But a lot of those actors still want to work and it's hard to get a job. Even those actors, even for actors that have hit hard, you might not see them again on another television series. You might see them here and there in a movie or maybe a guest star, but it's difficult to be an actor and make a continuous living. So I'm really grateful that I got 32 years in the industry. But I'm not. I didn't make a killing. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. I worked a lot, and I did a lot of guest stars. And guest stars pay decent, but I haven't had another big break, like another big movie. I haven't had like $1 million payday on a movie or anything like that. I haven't had that opportunity yet. If I got a Marvel movie or something like that, that would change my life. That would be the only thing I think that could compare to Power Rangers as far as level. I mean, because Marvel is such a big thing. If I got on Star Wars, something like that, Star Trek, something like that, one of those things would be a next big thing. But I've worked a lot, and I'm grateful for all the work I've done, but I haven't had another big hit, not like Power Rangers. I did The Shield, which won a Golden Globe and an Emmy, and that was a that was a great show. I was actually working on The Shield and a sitcom at the same time, which was very exciting because I was doing comedy and drama at the same time, which was very
Dope. I
cool.
never watched The Shield. People say it's good.
But
I'm gonna check it out.
still ebbs and tides, bro. You got ups and downs.
Do you tell me the story where you filled up a stadium that Michael Jackson used to perform at?
Oh yeah. Well, um, apparently we were told, hey, listen, we're gonna do a live show for the affiliates for like the studio. They want to bring out some executives and they want to see you guys do what you do live. All right, we're gonna do a live show and we're gonna do it at Universal Studios. And I used to work at the Wild West Stunt Show, and we were gonna do it at the Wild West Stunt Show Theater, which probably holds like 2,000 people. And I knew it well because
I remember this.
I did the show there regularly, and I was like, oh, that's cool. We're gonna do this thing. And then they came back and said, listen, it's the show's gotten so popular, everybody wants to come and see it. We're gonna do it at the Universal Amphitheater. Now that's where Michael Jackson would perform, somewhere like that, and it seats a lot more people. I think I don't know how many, maybe 12,000 people a show or 10,000 people a show. Um, and we were like, wow, all right, that's incredible. So turns out they sold they sold it like 6 times. So we did like 6 shows in the course of a day. 30,000 people showed up to Universal Studios.
Wow.
Show sold out every time, and we shut down traffic from Universal Studios to downtown. It was a freeway. It was like, I mean, it was a parking lot. People couldn't go anywhere. Everybody's trying to come out and see the Power Rangers. So that was how popular the show was at that point. And to think about it now, can you imagine how much money they made on that show, on that live show? I mean, those tickets had to be like $60, right, or $40 a ticket. We didn't get no money off of that. We didn't see nothing. Again, right. It's
Like
just
if Power Rangers
it
would
was
have been
jacked up.
done closer to now,
You
them
being the
niggas
only
would have went
black
on
guy on the
tour.
show, did you
It
deal
would have
with
been a
racism?
Power Rangers tour.
I didn't
like how,
necessarily deal with any racism, but I did deal with some stupidity.
you know what I'm saying?
There was
Hold on real quick. Like you gotta think like when Glee got popping, Glee's on tour. When what was it? What was the we singing but we not but we making all the music in the Pitch Perfect shit. They got the Pitch Perfect show and all this, and just all that stuff. It's like, oh, we're gonna take it on tour. If Power Rangers would have been as hot as it was, even like a Wildin' Out and stuff, they do their tour. Power Rangers would have been as hot as it was back then. If it would have came out like now, wouldn't been that hot. Them niggas would have been on tour. They would be boom. Because you think, remember back in the Hannah Montana, like nigga, Saban didn't know what he was doing. But back to this racism.
An episode where we were having a culture fair, and I remember I was curious. I wonder what they're gonna put out for my, for my culture, like as a black person, what they're gonna put out for me in the culture fair. And I went out to the set, and they had bananas, and I was like, what? I mean, of all the things that you could think about of black culture, bananas is gonna represent me. I was like, I'm not. Now y'all gotta get something else. So I wouldn't go on set until they went and got me something else. I was like, you could have got black eyed peas, you could have got, chicken, you could have got anything. But bananas, like, what is that? Now, obviously, they were limited in the budget, and because they were, although it was a billion-dollar show, they didn't give them a lot of money. So I think they were just trying to go cheap. But I was insulted, and I didn't go out until they got me something different. So that was one thing, but that was about it, bro. I mean, like, nobody ever called me out my name. I was never disrespected. I never had any prejudice issues, just maybe some stupidity every now and then.
But them giving you bananas is wild, man.
real,
But you know what?
real
I
crazy.
mean, I found it insulting, but if you're not part of black culture and you don't know anything about it, then maybe if simple-mindedly you go, oh, well, think Caribbean, you think like the islands. How about that? Like, if they put out coconuts, I'd have been happier, but not bananas. It's like if they put out like something different, like Caribbean, that would have been, that would have been better, but not bananas, bro. It was like, no, we're not doing that.
We're not
You
doing
being
it.
in Hollywood at that time in the 90s, how was that like? You being on one of the biggest shows?
It's funny because I mean, it was a wild time. It was a great time. Like, hip hop was prevalent. I did an appearance at some event, and I was there with Ice Cube, Tupac, and Snoop.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, I was surprised they were there at this event with me. And I was hanging out with them, and I was like, they were leaving to go somewhere else. And, I like, dropped them up or whatever, and it was cool. And we were at the same gig, and it was a vibe. But I wasn't really trying to hang out because I was dating this girl who I eventually married. And so I was throughout my fame, I was with the same woman. I was like, I met her.
Shout out.
We started kicking it pretty tight. She went out on a cruise ship because she was a singer, entertainer. And
that's how it happens.
And during the time that she was gone away on the ship, my show had come out. So she went away, and I had done the pilot. And then I told her, hey, it got picked up as a series. And then it aired. And when she came back, I was famous. So she was like, this is weird. Like, why are people stopping you for your autograph? And I'm like, the show's out, But I ended up staying with her for 16 years. So I stayed kind of out of Hollywood because I was connected with my girl,
Oh, they broke up?
Which
Dang.
is probably fortunate because,
Dang. Hate to see it.
apparently there was a lot of seediness going on. And I wasn't part of any of that. So
Thankful.
I kept my head clean. I was
Thankful.
cool. I was with my girl, ended up having babies, and, had a 16-year relationship with her, and walked away with 2 beautiful kids. So, it was good.
You said there was a lot of seediness going on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, about the Diddy situation. There's like, yeah. I mean, I probably would have been invited to those parties. Yo, you want to come through? Hey, we got the Black Ranger in the building. Like hyped up. All the alcohol and drugs and so forth and so on. I could have probably fallen into some of that, but I kept my head clean because I was like, I was in a nice relationship. I was cared for, and I didn't want to mess up what I had.
Yeah. So you met Pop. How was that like, yeah?
I mean, he knew who I was. He knew what my character was. Like he knew I was the Black Ranger. Yeah, I mean, I did him, Chris Tucker. You know, I went to Michael Jackson's ranch, but he wasn't there. I didn't get to meet him. I swear, I just knew I was going to dance with Michael Jackson one day, and it never happened. I swear I was going to dance with Janet Jackson one day, never happened. But I mean, I met a lot of people, and I always got love. You know, people knew who I was, and I did golf tournaments and celebrity basketball. I was with the Hollowred Knights. I was on celebrity basketball games, so I met a lot of celebrities, but I didn't really hang out with nobody because I was busy kicking it with my girl.
Gotta ask you, and I'm sure the people will want to know respectfully, your finger, you losing your finger. Can you give me the backstory behind that?
No, sure. Well, when I was a kid, my mom and dad were they had a tumultuous relationship. My dad was abusive to my mom, and so there was a gun in my household. Detroit is Detroit, and so guns are readily available. There was a gun in the household. I found the gun. Actually, my little sister found the gun. We thought it was a toy. It was a Derringer. So, it was a little small gun with a pearly white handle. The weekend before, because we go to church every Sunday at my grandma's house, and the whole family would go over there, and we have dinner. So the weekend before, my cousin was there, and he had one of those Western cap guns, like with the little red roll, you pull back the hammer, you let it go, and it goes pop, it's like a little snap. So when we found that gun, we thought it was one of those little country Western cap guns. But turns out it was a real Derringer. I mean, it was small, it was much heavier, but it had a pearly handle, just like the ones we'd seen the weekend before. So we thought maybe they got us a gun, like a cap gun. So my sister had actually found the gun, and she was younger than me, and she was, look, I found a gun. I was like, let me see it. She's like, no, I'm not finished playing with it. She's trying to shoot me. She's like, look, she's trying to shoot me, and it wouldn't go. She's like, it's broke. And I'm like, let me see it. I'll fix it. She's like, no, I'm not finished playing with it. She's looking at it, trying to figure it out. I go, give me the gun. I'll fix it. She's like, no, and I take it away from her. Give me the gun. She goes, if you don't give it back, I'm telling mom. I go, wait, well, I'm gonna fix it. Hold on. I'm trying to shoot her. I'm looking down the barrel. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And my sister goes, Mom, Walter took the gun from me. My mom goes, she's making me breakfast because I'm about to go to kindergarten. My mom goes, what gun? And my sister gets off of the couch and she runs in the kitchen. And I'm still trying to figure out the gun. I pull back the latch and it won't go back down. So I'm trying to push it back down like, oh man, I broke it. I broke the gun. I'm feeling bad about it. And I pull the trigger and it goes off in my hand. Bullet went through 3 walls. It was a crazy thing. It was like, thank God my sister was no longer there. It was just me in the front room. And, by the time my mom was able to get to me, I had already pulled back the hammer and pulled the trigger, and the bullet, had gone through my finger, shattered the bone. When I was a kid, my grandma would go, if I fell down, she'd go, wiggle your fingers, make sure that nothing's broken. And so I'm blinded by the flare of the gun because I had the gun close to my face, looking at it. And when it went off, the flare blinded me, and then I couldn't really see. I was shocked. I dropped the gun, and I knew my hand hurt, so I was wiggling my fingers. I was trying to make sure that my fingers weren't broken, and I couldn't really see, but my middle finger was just kind of swinging by the skin because they shattered the bone, and it was kind of swinging by the skin, and I thought I breathed like a sigh of relax, like at least I didn't break anything, until my mom got to me and I could see again, and I realized I was sitting in a puddle of blood, and after that it was pandemonium.
Crazy story, man. And I never noticed that, man, until a few months ago that you lost your finger.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been living with for 32 years. It's not 32 years, 59 years, no, 55 years. 55 years. It's a long time. And to be honest with you, after I went to the hospital and they took the cast off, my mom was she was worried. She said he'd be so devastated that he's lost his finger. I was like 4 years old, and they took the cast off, and I like looked at it. I just went and started playing games in the game room. I was in it. My mom got there. I was fighting with some kid over a game. I was like, I was playing with it first. She was like, oh, he's gonna be fine. She was like, he ain't even bugging. I didn't really bug about it until I turned like 11 or 12. I think I saw a picture and I had all my fingers, and I was like, that was my finger. I used to have a finger. It was like, but it never really bothered me. It didn't stop me from doing anything.
I know that had to be painful, man.
Oh, hell yeah, it was painful. I just remember thinking when we got in the car to go to the hospital, I'm never going to forget this day. I was laying on my mom's lap with a towel around my hand. I was thinking, I'm never going to forget this day, And I definitely didn't.
How you feel about the people online that be cracking jokes about your hairline back in the 90s?
Yeah, no, I did this show called Break, which is a Disney show, one of Disney's most popular movies, and it was about inline skating. And unfortunately, in the '90s, hair and makeup sucked for black people because they were used to working with white people. And if you are a hairdresser and you have this job on this TV show, and they ask you, "Can you do black hair?" You're probably gonna say yes and fake it till you make it. So I had to deal with a lot of people faking it till they make it. And in that show, unfortunately, I had a hairdresser who said they knew how to do hair, and they messed up my hairline horribly. And yeah, I mean,
They did
it's
him
common
dirty
knowledge.
in Break.
That happened over 32 years ago. I mean, everybody's heard the story, but the memes make it seem like it just happened yesterday. Right? He put a meme out, me looking at, and the other thing is the fact that I've kind of looked the same for a long time. I got this young look. People say I'm a vampire, although I'm not. But yeah, when I had short hair on this show, they messed up my hairline, and right at this point, I got a lot of hair on my head. My hairline is better than a lot of my fans. So it's definitely something that happened a long time ago. But when you see it in the meme, it makes it look like it just happened last week. That's what it is. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if people are not talking about you, they ain't talking about you at all. So I'm grateful to still be, in the mix, 32 years, is it 32 years later after I started my career, still working, still, meeting the fans and putting smiles on people's faces. And like one of my favorite things to do is the Comic-Cons. I go out to Comic-Cons and what's amazing about it is I meet people from all walks of life. I meet other actors that are in my peer group and then some of them watch the Power Rangers. I meet, people that are deaf and mute, or people on the spectrum, or people that are airline pilots,
I gotta get
or
some
people that are
space
like
cases.
all walks of life, and everybody that I meet, I try to give them the gift of happy energy, and that makes me happy. I love it.
What I'll say is this though. I mean, y'all doing that show, y'all will always get work. People will always invite y'all to events and pay y'all. So,
Well, we got fans in 40 countries, so I mean, like, there's and 3 generations of fans. So I just did a Comic-Con recently where I met the father. He come and got an autograph from me, and I'm bringing my son tomorrow, and so he came with his son, and he told his son, "You're gonna meet Zach tomorrow." So his boy watches the Power Rangers, and when he saw me, he lit up. He's like, "Zach!" He just yelled my name, "Zach!" And he ran over. He jumped in my arms, and I picked him up, and you could just see his face. He was so elated. He was just like so excited, like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm talking to Zach. He's holding me right now. And it's like the excitement he felt made me excited. And looking at his father was like, man, I wish when I was his age, I had that same
Yeah, man.
opportunity to run and jump in your
Dang,
arms. Like
that'd be dope.
I loved you so much that
Real nigga.
that's what I wanted to do. But now seeing my son do it, I'm living through him. You know, so you know, a lot of people have been motivated to do positive things because Power Rangers has always been a positive thing. You know, it's like we taught kids to try to be your best self and to live in the world, you know, trying to create peace. So I'm proud of that.
You being in Hollywood so long, have you ever been off of the road that you was uncomfortable with?
Not really. I've never. I can't think of any. I mean, okay, no. Let me go back. I have turned down plenty of roles because it wasn't good enough for what I wanted to show. You know, it wasn't going to highlight me. I was, you know, like it wasn't a character I thought would develop my career. I've done that, you know, or maybe it didn't have a budget that could work with me, or maybe you know, it maybe there was something about the character that I didn't like. I didn't think I could really dig into. I mean, so that's happened, but there's been never been a part that I turned down that I wish I would have got.
To go back to you being on Family Matters, did you know Michelle Thomas?
Yeah. She was sweet. She was a really nice person. I remember working on the set with her. She was like one of the nicest girls and super sweet. And obviously, I'm working on Family Matters. I was older than most of those actors, so some of them were fans of Power Rangers. You know, they had watched the show because they were younger. Like, and but Michelle was really nice. I was so sad when I found out she passed.
Yeah, unfortunate, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Incredible story, man. This is a insightful interview, man. I learned a lot of stuff I didn't know, man.
Yeah, well, I think we covered a lot. You know, we talked about some things that I haven't really talked about with other people, and that's what I find interesting about doing podcasts is really different people bring different things out of me, like different energies. So it's cool.
Before we head out, man, let the people know what you got going on. You making music right now, right?
Yeah. I got a music project. I got a 6-song EP.
Okay.
So far, I've released 2 songs. I got 4 more songs to release. I'm hoping to release another song, another rap song soon, within the next month and a half or so. I hooked up with a homeboy, ATO Worldwide. He was a rapper, a very talented rapper. He
Yeah.
took me in and was like, bro, I'd love to get you in the studio. And I was like, oh, you know, I tried that years ago, but they were trying to use Power Rangers, so I couldn't really mess with it. I would like to try it again. So we went in, we did a song called Black that turned out pretty good. And then we did another song, and then we did another song. And then I took those 3 songs that we did, and I met with some of Chris Brown's people, some of their writers and music producers, and I paid them to help me, create 3 other songs. And so now I have 6 songs, and I'm looking to do more. I'm looking to create and collab with some other people, and just continue working. You know, I enjoy. I've always enjoyed singing and dancing and acting, and rapping is something I enjoy doing as well. I'm not like the best freestyler. It's not like I'm just coming straight off the dome. But if you produce something for me, I can perform it. That's what I do. I'm a performer. I've been a performer. So
That's
and
real.
I can sell a song,
real.
and I can shine on stage. So that's what I'm loving to do. Right now, my music's under the name Trey Emanuel. TreEmanuel. It's streaming on all the things. It's streaming on YouTube, on Apple Music, on
Spotify.
Spotify, so forth and so on. I think there's maybe like 10 different apps that it's streaming on. But Trey Emanuel, I decided to do under the Trey Emanuel because Walter Jones is so associated with Power Rangers. Although I am a grown man, I don't want to sully the Power Rangers name by being
Crass.
by associating to music that might be more adult, because Power Rangers is a kid's brand. So I want to maintain, the cleanliness and that, but I also
That's
want to
real.
be an adult and do my own thing. And so I'm
I
going
like
under the
that.
name Trey Emanuel. And I think people will enjoy my music. Some of it is gritty, some of it is just fun. Like I have a song out called Dance right now, and Dance, and the subject matter is I just want to dance till the sun come up all night long. You know what I'm saying? And I got another one about it's a hip hop song called Walk in the Park, and basically that song's about wanting to strive forward and do things, but having to deal with haters and saying like I ain't gonna let the haters get in my way. And we all got haters, you know what I'm saying? Like there's always somebody that's cheering you on, and there's always somebody that's cheering that you fail, because they don't want you to get ahead. So I think people can relate to my music, and I hope you tune in and continue to support me. I also got a movie project out right now called War Dogs. It's on BET Plus. It's got a great, amazing cast, like a bunch of actors from the '90s that you grew up with, that you'd be so happy to see doing different characters. Got Michael Beach as a star. You got Kadeem Hardison. You got
Kadeem.
Golden Brooks. You got just a bunch of actors that you would love to see, and myself. And so check it out. It's a cool film. It's a run and gun. It's an action film. I got a few other projects coming up this year. Right now, I just signed a contract to do a new movie, and that's coming up. I'll be shooting that in May, January, March, and I got more music coming, more music videos. So keep an eye out for me. If you don't follow me on Instagram, Walter E Jones. Get me on TikTok, Walter E Jones. YouTube, Walter E Jones. I got all my stuff there. You can find out where I'm gonna appear next. Looks like I'll be going to Australia. I got some other cons coming up. So keeping it moving, y'all. So continue to support me, and I appreciate you.
Hey man, look, look. Hold on, let me look. Some real talk right there. That was some real talk. We. I just love to see my people. Um, Big Power Rangers fan, stuff like that. But like I said, I might just start streaming a little bit of that, keeping it moving. So we're gonna see how that go. See if I can put something on that. But hey, appreciate y'all. If you're watching us on Creative Crunch, there's gonna be some kind of crazy thing that's gonna happen after this music, and some kind of bumper is gonna say we creating or something like that, or something I'm gonna be dancing like this or something. And if you're watching on my Hollowred channel, cut.
Creativecrunchinc. Creativecrunchinc.
Crunch, crunch.
All right, y'all. Well, all the Creative Crunch fans in the world, we out here. Shout out to Chicken Meat Powder, a little semi chicken meat powder episode we about to do. But so the topic for today is, and see if anybody jump in while we talking. But the topic for today is it Uncle Joe College Road Trip, or Joe College Road Trip? The new Tyler Perry movie just dropped on Netflix, and it's a, if you ever seen Road Trip from back in the day, or any other of those kind of like family, we're going from this place to the Johnson family vacation, whatever, the one with Martin and Raven Simone when they was going cross country with each other. People forgot about that one. Daddy, it was a
I'm trying to remember it, but
daddy daughter movie.
it's
Yeah,
giving me Doctor Doolittle, and I feel like that's Raven Simone and Eddie Murphy.
that one is. But yeah, that one. The
So
the
she
the
got something with Martin and Eddie.
she do Raven like, cause but Raven is that one. Like Raven is, what I'm saying, she's the Beyonce of Disney. Like
She is. That's my girl.
like
We
she's the
are girl.
Beyonce of Disney. But no, Joe's um college road trip. So the plot, just so everybody knows, really quick, with no spoilers right now. Um, Tyler Perry's character, if y'all remember, his name is Brian. Where it's just Tyler Perry, no makeup, all that stuff. Him just
Yes,
as a
just
man.
pure
His name is
Tyler.
Brian, and he has these
Yep.
children. If you remember, way, way, way back, his wife was a crackhead. Okay, now fast forward, him and the wife ain't together, and she gets with a white man, and his daughter gets bigger, and then that's how we got Medea's destination wedding. Okay, just so we keeping up. That was Medea's destination wedding was the older daughter was getting married, and now this movie is the
The
son
son.
is now going to college, and he's going to look at colleges, and who else but Joe to ride him around and take him to colleges, and boy, this movie is something. How did you feel about the movie, Dree?
So it's it's cute.
Okay.
I did not hate the movie.
Okay.
Were there parts that were quintessential Tyler Perry? Yes. Like, I was not expecting a save a black woman from danger trope.
Okay.
They found a way.
You gonna find a way.
Um,
You
you
gonna find a
know,
way. She got, and I bet she was dark skinned too,
she
huh?
was.
Can't do
She
nothing.
was.
Can't do nothing without no help. Uh huh.
But I did not dislike the movie.
Okay.
It was, if I were getting my hair braided,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would sit through and watch.
If I was getting my hair braided, I would sit
Because
through and watch. Okay.
Tyler Perry is definitely, you going to get your hair braided, you're gonna watch all the plays.
That was it. That was what it used to be. That's what it used to be.
And I'm assuming for the newest generation, they're getting into the movies.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Good point.
I
Good
did
point.
not hate it.
Okay.
Was it the best movie? Because it's like, oh, the only thing that can stop this young whitewashed man from being a coon is some good head and a trip to the library.
Yeah, baby. Come on. Um, to
Because
to
that's
to to
really
to not to not spoil too much right now. Right now, I will
okay.
say that
Ooh.
this movie confused me for multiple reasons. Right? Because when I watch things, I'm realizing I'm getting old. And I think I've seen, and me and you, we be nerding out. We've seen
Mm-hmm.
people like people our age have seen every part of Tyler Perry. We've seen every version, every when he was trying to do the blockbusters, when he was trying to do
Yep.
the passion plays. If anybody doesn't know, a passion play is a play that's focused on Christian values and stuff. So when he was the passion play, and he kind of
Yep.
made passion movies. You know what I'm saying? For anybody to know, the passion of the Christ. That's why it's called a passion, because a passion movie, passion play is supposed to be Christian values. Okay,
Yeah.
all these things. So we went from that, and then he started doing the blockbuster movies. He was in Star Trek. He did his own
Mm-hmm.
Alex Cross movie. He was in, he was
Mm-hmm.
doing his own things. He was doing Family That Prays, Good Deeds, all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And then he got that. And then Netflix came and gave him that bag. My boy came. My boy came through. My boy came through. How much y'all giving me? And then after he did
And
that, BET gave him the bag too. Oh, so
big
now,
bag.
so essentially, BET is Tyler Perry Network. So now it's
He
another.
ain't lying.
And so from all of that, now we're where we are now, where every year, and it's like clock. It's like every three. It's like every 3 months he got something new coming out on Netflix, on BET, on this, on that. Whether it's Beauty in Black, whether it's Marriage in Black, whether it's
Sisters,
the new
divorced
the new
sisters,
Medea movie,
newlywed
the
sisters.
sisters, the this, the that, the this, the that. He got something like every month he got something dropping, and unfortunately, to me, the quality has dropped over time. But
For sure.
at the end of the day, as consumers, we know what to expect at this point. At least I thought. And that's why I'm confused right now. So that brings me to my first question.
Yes.
I have like two questions. I'm gonna see.
Because Ron got me to watch this movie fresh. I watched it this morning.
Yes, so it's fresh in your head.
so,
It's
so the
fresh in your head.
scene was
This is
super fresh.
this is my first question. I saw this. I watched it like 3 days ago, something like over the weekend sometime. Whenever it first dropped, like it first hit the streets. This is my first question. Is
Yeah.
this the most vulgar Medea movie? Even though it's not a Medea movie, Medea's in it, and it's from that. Like, again, Medea is a conduit that he used for most of his passion plays. So the
His
crowd,
Christian
his
audience.
Christian foundational crowd, these are characters that they are very fond of. And when the thing that shook me when I first started watching this movie was, and it kind of
A
took me out of
lot
it,
of vulgarity.
he's so vulgar in this movie from top to bottom.
Yeah. It's a lot of P words.
He said the P word, so I ain't never seen this. How?
You would think he done been in some P word
Don't do
the
that.
way.
Don't do it.
Okay.
He done did something. Like he had that one girlfriend and he had a baby with her or something like that, didn't he? He had that girlfriend and had a baby, didn't he?
Hmm. We
Anyway,
have heard her speak.
okay, you're right. All right,
Oh,
could
okay.
continue.
All
So,
right.
but it was, but is this the most vulgar Tyler Perry
For sure.
Medea
Um,
movie?
yes. If we're talking about strictly Medea movies,
That's what I'm saying. Just the
yes.
Medea characters
Yes.
movies.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, Joe's always been vulgar.
Yeah,
I just was not. I mean, I guess it's just like he been vulgar. Joe been vulgar.
Joe
Not to
been
be like,
vulgar,
oh, Joe was
but
a
this is
saint and now he a sinner. No, he was sinning.
this is
Very
this is
the continuity with the characters is chef's kiss. Like you got
he kept it. He
movies
kept it.
for all the characters. Brian got his movie. The kids each got a spinoff. Like everybody gets a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Love that for continuity. Yes, for sure the most vote.
Uh,
They were in a whorehouse.
they at one point. Oh, by the way, spoilers from here on out. We just gonna talk about stuff. So
Yeah,
spoilers from here on out. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Tyler Perry. It ain't that deep. Okay.
it ain't.
So, which is fine. I'm not saying it gotta be deep. I'm just saying
It
we
ain't.
came here for. We came to laugh a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Get some black tropes and stuff. See some black people do some funny
Boy,
stuff. Bam, bam, bam. Black power. It's February. Cool.
the tropes
Very,
were
very vulgar.
troping.
Very, very vulgar. That took me out, and this made me take a step back. Now,
Okay.
y'all watching may not know this, but me and Dree, we are we are part-time residents of the Perryverse. Now, the Perryverse, for y'all that don't know, is the universe that we've created of all of his shows that are mostly based in Atlanta. Of like things like
Shout out to them.
yes, sisters and
All the Queens
all the
men,
Queens men and all of those
Beauty and Black,
Beauty in Black, all those Tyler Perry movies. Like it just seems like a
that overlap
horrible, horrible world to live
for
in.
sure, for sure.
you
A
know,
lawless place.
a lawless land. People killing the cartel with just three people. Like you can do anything
The worst
in the
person you've ever
Perryverse.
met becoming the mayor.
Yes, like it's so so much. You could be a prostitute one day and be the head of a company the next. Who knows what can happen in the
And
Perryverse? Now this is what. But generally, when we talk about the Perryverse, we're generally not talking about the Medea characters. We're talking about
yes,
because, and this is why I bring it up. The Medea characters kind of live in this like pseudo Christian.
separate.
We going to church. We trying to do right. Oh, there's an evil person. Don't worry, Medea will come through and shoot him twice, and everything will
Yeah,
be all right. And everybody can hold hands and hug at the end. But all of his other shows are nothing like all of the Beauty and Blacks and even Divorce and Black and all
very
the very
vulgar and
like
graphic,
it's just
rapes,
prostitutes, it's sexual assault, it's strippers, it's all of that. And it's like,
drugs,
and my question is he trying to slowly but
merge.
surely merge these worlds together?
I can't imagine Cora living in a world where Tandy is the mayor. Somebody save Cora, bro.
Come on now. Cause it's like it's almost as if TP be like watching like he be doing the Medea stuff. He be like, man, I'm trying. I gotta be who I really am. And then he goes and do these other things. And now he done been doing these other grotesque and lewd and crude and vulgar shows so much
Slipping into the
that now
Medea
he
verse.
don't know the difference. He just everything gotta be cause let's just keep it real.
You went to
I
a whorehouse.
I remember in Medea's family reunion,
Mm-hmm.
and they said the word prostitute about this old lady, and she said, "Yes, I'm a prostitute," and that was the joke. That was it. Now, like he got. We go like you said. You don't say the most. They go to the whorehouse.
And like
There's people butt naked having sex in the background.
the
There's
little boy got to be what, 18?
in the movie. I'm not. I guess he's supposed to be 18 in the movie.
Like fresh
Like
18.
yeah, I don't. They
And
don't really
his
say.
you got a prostitute to take his virginity.
Yes. Yes.
Stop. Like Taylor.
Which
And
I
then there are
think.
people in the whorehouse. And it's a I think it's a white guy hitting one lady in the front room, and then this big black bald dude hitting the, and then she was talking about gummy worms. I'm like, oh,
Very lewd. And then Joe had to get him about 7, 8 of them
yeah, he had
just
a
to,
lot of, and I'm just like,
just
didn't
for
they
him.
say Joe was 89? I know that
89.
thing don't work.
But Joe on them Shannon Sharp them unks. He put the dot had to put the drops onto his tongue because that worked faster apparently.
Oh,
That's what Unc
honey.
said. Unc said you got the drops. Boom 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 instant.
New news. Because the blue rhino pills got boo boo all on them, according to the FDA.
ah! Not the rhino
So
pills.
They were on the list.
Oh, but yeah.
Oh,
So like it's so more than whether the movie was good or bad, it's really like to me, this movie is an inflection point of like I feel like this is just the direction he wants to go because we know he doing all the nasty stuff in the other shows, but now the nasty. But even if you think about Medea's destination wedding when they was in
I
Bahamas.
didn't see this one, but
Okay,
I'm assuming that Tyler's been ramping up the raunchiness.
so there's a scene because it's a wedding. So for the wedding, the
Hmm.
destination wedding, they're in the Bahamas and they're like, oh, so Joe's like, man, we're gonna do you a bachelor party. The boy was like, I don't really want a bachelor party. I said, yes, you do. Come on. And then they take him to the Bahamas strip club. Now, sorry family, sorry mama if you're watching, but for all those that don't know, strip clubs in the Caribbean, okay,
What's going on?
strip clubs in the Caribbean,
No, let's talk about it. What's going on?
very very different from in the states, depending on where you at. Mostly,
So,
very
is it
aggressive
more
women,
like
very aggressive women, very
like Atlanta,
very just doing no,
like Miami,
no, it's different. This is different.
even more aggressive?
Mo- yes.
I mean, shit, the girls at Hush used to be like $20. So I mean,
No,
how?
no, no. I mean like just aggressively like like just trying to party with you in a way. Like not even really
Oh,
like just man,
okay.
come over here, get on dance with me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just like oh, you're
Yeah.
going to have a good
Okay.
time. Like you're going to have a good time whether you want to or not.
Okay.
Kind of aggressive.
And
That's what I
so they
mean.
took him to a strip club,
But yeah, so they go to a
and
strip
I'm
club
assuming he got some dancers.
in the Bahamas, and literally, if I look, it's been a while, but I'm trying to. There's literally like a scene where it's like 6 or 7 girls dancing on Joe at the same time, and if I'm not mistaken, there were breasts out. Like I remember, like I'm pretty sure I saw some breasts and some. I know I saw booty. It was booty everywhere. It was booty everywhere. I'm just like, whoa.
And these used to be, and I want to say these used to be family
Like
friendly movies,
family
but
friendly movie. They were though.
technically,
They were though. They were
yes,
though.
but like, let's think about, okay, was it Medea's family reunion? Wasn't somebody getting their ass beat?
Yes, by Blair Underwood.
That's not no feel good movie for the kid.
Look, but it's a drama, and at the
And then
end we had a good time.
ain't ain't well, no, because at the end she tore his ass over them grits.
Yeah, that was the thing. Don't hit women, you're gonna get grits poured on you.
But like, is that truly a family friendly movie with the undertones of domestic violence?
You know, I'm gonna be real. If we going to break it down like that, ain't nothing Tyler Perry friendly.
Family.
There's
But
always a rape,
somehow,
a beating, a cheating, a
or like
disease.
a
Uh,
child sexual assault, because in Medea's family reunion, one daughter was getting beat up and the other daughter was getting touched on.
when she was little, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
By
just
the other one's
like,
daddy, and that's
yes.
just.
And then the
And
mama
then,
talk about I had to do. I had what's my good sis Lynn Whitfield.
whew,
I
come
had
on,
to do it to keep him around, don't you?
you
Now
saved the family. You saved the family.
I got to step my to set with y'all. Now
Whew.
what would you do if I wasn't here?
And then I could do better all by myself. I could do better by myself. Brian White character, he tried to sexually assault the little young girl, and then
Yeah.
Hispanic old boy was there, and he uh, what I'm saying, touched him up for trying to get up with him. But that was an intense scene. I ain't gonna lie. I remember watching that in the theater. Like I know Tyler ain't finna have me watch this little girl get sexually assaulted.
Dog. Tyler's made us watch a lot
That's what I'm
because
saying. That's why I was
Charles
nervous.
Charles dragged Helen out that house. That was not for children.
Woo!
When she threw him in that tub,
That boy went like this.
I was like,
his face when his body went down. He was like,
and I'm just like, just push. But ain't none of Tyler's stuff family friendly.
I
I
got you.
think he gets the family friendly moniker
Hmm.
because most of his stuff is, hey, if you got Jesus and a man, things will be okay.
Mm. What's wrong with that? What's
And
wrong with
again,
having
in this
Jesus? What's
movie,
wrong with having Jesus and a man?
it's nothing wrong with having Jesus and a man, but sometimes Jesus and a man can't fix all of your problems.
A-
I can't.
Ask that girl that Tyler had a baby with. Fixed everything. She got her
Have we
man and
have we heard her speak?
small potatoes.
At this point, at this point, that's one of them robots that Elon is building in lab.
She was beautiful though. I
A
saw the pictures.
gorgeous
She was
robot.
beautiful. She was beautiful. I was like,
Gorgeous.
ooh.
Extremely. Extremely. That's how I know she not real and she not his.
Whew.
Cause Tyler do too much. He always does the unbelievable.
Mm.
Like he always
That's
casts
unbelievable.
himself as the fine nigga.
That's what I always say. I always say in any movie, especially you watch Tubi movies, and it'd be like a dude, he pudgy, his haircut ain't all the way straight, he a little
Mm-hmm.
dusty, and in the movie somehow every girl think he
Want him.
fine. I'm like, I be watching stuff, and I be like, that nigga wrote this
Summer
movie.
G.
That nigga wrote this movie. That's how you.
Summer G.
That's how you always. Summer G. That's how you always know who wrote the film.
Yes,
Man, look.
because
Well, I know you seen Crime Main, the neighborhood Crime Main on Tubi. Neighborhood Crime Main.
mm-mm.
Woo, woo. The
I'll go check
neighborhood.
it
No, I'm
out.
sorry. The neighborhood dope Maine. That's what it was called. The neighborhood dope, Mane. They're making a part two, by the way. But the neighborhood dope Maine was the original Tubi movie. We gonna give it
I
respect.
will have
It's Black
to.
History Month. I'm gonna give them their respect. Before all this other stuff was doing all this, neighborhood dope Maine. We
Was
stand
on Tuesday.
we stand for them because they did things others couldn't do. But I still remember like that dude looked like he could be Biggie cousin. That's all I'm saying. And he walked in the room in the movie. First off, the girl he had in the movie was I was like my brother. She wouldn't even look at you, but cool. That's his girl in the movie. And cause the thing is, he supposed to be broke in the movie too. And I'm like, and you broke? This girl ain't staying with you, nigga. But anyway, so I let it go. I let it go. She got her
Okay.
homegirl at the crib. They over here sipping wine, women stuff. They
Yeah.
whining and talking tea and all that. Man, he walk in. First thing the girl say, dang, you ain't tell me your man was this fine. I said, see, this nigga wrote this movie. This nigga wrote this movie.
You know, probably
Cause what?
because nobody else believes that.
Come on, bro.
And so that's how I feel about Tyler. But no. So then the thing with the prostitute who's, oh, she sells pussy, but she's smart. Like, please,
Hmm.
please, please. I hate that trope so bad. I hate that trope so bad.
The the
You think
prostitute with a heart of gold.
because you think that because somebody sells a little butt that they don't have any sense, and it's just like she had to teach him Black history down at the library.
She did. And how did you feel about that? The because my thing I was thinking about, how do you be whitewashed, but Medea is your grandma?
Cause but Brian said he wasn't taking him around now. And Medea's not his grandma. Medea is his great aunt.
Oh, I'm
Joe
sorry.
is
Yeah, his
his great,
auntie. Yes, auntie. You right.
yeah, his great aunt. But Brian said he wasn't taking him over here, taking him over with them.
It's just
Brian wasn't fucking with them. You know, Brian the kind of man that he come from humble, rough beginnings. And once he gets on, he's like, I'm gonna forget I ever knew or was related to them niggas and only see them when I got to.
it just didn't feel right. Because even if he was whitewashed, like, you know, let's just keep it real. White people are nasty.
They are. They are. And
So
I feel like
he would have
they
learned.
would have
He would have learned some nastiness, some weird sexual things that they do or something. And he would have learned. Like, this is like this whole like, I don't know what sex is. Huh? What is that? Huh? Oh,
yeah. It wasn't realistic for actually only being around white people.
yes. That's what I'm saying. I was like, this ain't. Oh, try the penis dryer. It works great. I'm like,
Trust me, if he's grown up with white boys, he knows what a glory hole is. He ain't
that's what
crazy.
I'm. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there was no. Huh? It can't be this and
Maybe
this.
it was that he was sheltered and whitewashed.
Mm. But how are you sheltered and whitewashed in the time of the internet?
That's another thing. Like, is it that they're just, but like a lot of these kids, I will say about the youth, they don't just go looking on the internet for stuff.
Mm.
They got their people that they like, and that's it. And I don't think he said he was watching Aiden Ross, but like he named some YouTuber when he was talking about going to Graceland. It's just like they don't actually explore the internet like we did. They're
Ugh.
not looking at suggestions. They just going boop, straight to the stuff. So I think,
Mm.
and also, I'm not one of these parents, but these
Oh.
parents do exist. Like, are very like specific, just specific about what the kids can do online. And I'm sure that Brian felt no kind of way about just letting his son watch white folks because he's around white folks. And it's just like they didn't just start being nasty and racist at the graduation.
Of course.
But, and you would think Tyler been around enough white people to understand that that stuff starts early, early.
Real early.
Like, as someone who spent my formative years as one of the few black kids in class, I knew I was black. Been knew. There was
Whew.
there was never there was never any questions. It was I knew, they knew, we all knew.
Hmm.
Cause it's some kids, parents won't even let you talk to them too long. You can't even go to the house. You the only motherfucker not getting invited to the birthday. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, they
So,
dirty. They dirty. Playing a dirty game.
but I don't know. I don't know if I don't see race parents. I don't know if it's like maybe just an affluent Georgia, because in Florida, and at least in the 90s, and that's 30 years ago, so things have changed. But it's
Yeah.
like, no, you knew you was black. There was no question about it. You knew what the fuck was going on. So I don't know. I think between this new gen age and all of that, because it's like, what do you mean you think Elvis started rock and roll?
And it's like
But
we
it's
got
like
Google. We
because
got Google, bro. Like just Google.
one of his little white friends told him, and he has no reason to, what's that word? Double check. That wasn't the word, but
Just to
it's the one I
disagree.
found. Like he didn't even think to just check
Fact
his
check.
sources. Nothing. He was
Fact
just
check.
like, "Yep, fact check." He's like,
Yeah.
"Yep, white boy said it. It's true." And then they were laughing about Morehouse, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling the
Yeah,
coonery.
real heavy coon. But you know.
All it took
So
to uncoon him
I mean,
was a little.
let's talk about it now. I will say this as a as a as a as a as a grown man who was once a younger man.
Mhm.
Women are a hell of a motivation
I
for
mean,
anything, whatever it is,
ugh,
job, car, house, clothes, dress, hair, teeth, shoes, glasses, school, class, lunch table. Women are a hell of a inspiration. Now, with that being said, I do have a question about him and his prowess with old girl. Um, so they show the scene where she's happy that he stuck up for her and all of that, and of course, and it's crazy because I said this to Sam while we was watching. I was like, she's a prostitute, so she's familiar with having sex.
yes,
But Tyler's not gonna want to show her just have sex for money. She's gonna have
uh,
sex with him
because he was a
because
gentleman.
he earned it.
He saved her, so pussy is the reward for saving
So
her.
so he saved her. They in the hotel room and she slobbed my boy up and it looked like he going a coma. We've all been there. But anyway, and then we kind of go to the next day, and but then they're talking, and there's this banter where she's talking about all the sex that he had, and they had sex 19 times, and this and that. Now,
Mhm.
me, I just think that it was bad cinematography, and Tyler Perry just didn't show the actual sex part because the way they was shot, it kind of looked like he got head, fell asleep, and then woke up. But
Yeah,
the way she talked, it was like something else happened. But Sam was like, well, maybe she thought that, oh, she's covering for him to make him seem like, oh, he did more than he actually did to try to like cut like try to make him seem like, saying he's a better
the man,
that he's the man. But to me that don't make sense because if you was
because
gonna
they were
lie for
alone.
him, if you was gonna
Yeah,
lie for him, because she did all this in front of Joe. If you was gonna lie for him for Joe, then you wouldn't say that he only lasted a couple seconds
5 minutes.
every
Yeah,
time. So y'all had to keep doing it a whole bunch of times, and he just kept busting quick. Oh, to be 18 again and be able to do that. But anyway,
man. But it was. I was just like, oh, just take a leg and a trip to the library, and you can unlearn 18 years of misinformation and whitewashing.
yes.
Clearly Tyler knows something we don't.
Look, man, the black, the
Do we
black,
need to set up like a task force
the black woman, okay, the black womb, it's very powerful.
to just start putting mouth on meat and taking trips to the library?
MOM, baby, MOM, mouth on.
Mouth on me.
MOM, the MOM initiative. We gotta you gotta go write that into legislation.
Right that down. Right.
Write that down. Write that down. MOM.
Cause, cause like it addressed some things like, like this generation they don't know how to talk to girls.
Yes.
And it's just like, is Tyler suggesting that all the young prostitutes go find all the young
Black Proud
celibate
Boys.
men and then give them head I like, and it
Mm.
was literally head then library. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I wonder if they would even make it to the library.
Mm. In a real world situation.
Because, I feel like they just gonna get the head and go. But it's like, if you've never had anything before, you might could go to a library. Maybe if you felt something you've never felt before,
Mm-hmm.
you would feel obliged to go to the library the next day. I,
Like
I don't know.
I got to learn more about this. you gotta, I gotta see what's going on. I did like the little
But
history lesson. I did like the
it
little.
was cute. They
Okay,
was sleeping in the MLK room, which is a little creepy.
a little creepy. I don't want to be in the room MLK got shot at.
Hello, because like you was rifling through that man's clothes. Ah, he's gonna get you. Martin's gonna. Well, Martin got enough on his hands with Jesse, so I guess you could. I guess you can go ahead and rumble through his last closet, because Martin gonna be busy for a while. Martin ain't worried about that hotel. Martin is worried about Jesse. So, but no, standing in the room was a little creepy, but it was
Yeah,
like, oh, you have a picture in the room, and then it's a picture of you
yeah.
standing in front of the creek. Like, loved it. Um,
I love how she just
I
knew what
didn't
it
like.
was. Like I'm like, how you like what?
He didn't. She did. It's
That's
just
what I'm
like,
saying.
oh,
She
now the
knew exactly.
prostitute.
Like I'm just saying. Like if I showed you a picture of me in front of a lake, oh, you at?
No, friend.
Huh? How you
No,
know?
friend.
How you know?
But it's just like he just so happened to find the prostitute who knew Jeopardy and Black History facts. The Pan
Mm-hmm.
African prostitute.
Mm-hmm. You want to know a fun fact? Some you probably didn't
And
even notice. So you want to know a fun fact? Some you probably didn't even notice.
and as a bitch, and cut that out. As a lady who is in, a similar industry,
Mm-hmm.
who also, knows a fun fact or two, but it's just like, come on, man. She the prostitute has
Yes.
all the Black History facts, and all it takes is some head. Man.
Okay, so why I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know if you noticed. I don't
Mhm.
know if you noticed it, but it's gonna blow your mind. The prostitute young girl.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the friend from Beauty and Black, who got her booty
Ah.
done and was gone most of the first season. That's the same actress.
That's the butt shot friend.
Same actress. Go back and look.
I will, because I was worried for her. I had to stop watching
Funny,
the beauty. I stopped watching.
funny enough, she's like 35, and young bull is 33 in real life.
You know what?
The little 18-year-old boy, he's in his 30s right now.
He little, so yeah.
But when I
Yeah.
realized, because me and Sam were looking up stuff, and I'm like, wait, boom, 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 boom. What else she been in? Beauty and Black. And I said, wait, who she been? The friend. I'm like, I know this. And then like I was like, oh, that is her. That is her. Why
Lord.
Tyler keep putting her in these roles? Why he keep putting her on
Tyler
these roles?
loves to make a pretty dark skinned girl a down and out prostitute.
Shout out to Rudy.
It, it was always, I was hard. And I get it. Because, like, sometimes you got to sell a little butt.
Mm.
But, Tyler, we got tip agencies now. Everybody don't gotta sell a little butt. Some people could go take a typing test down at the tip agency, get a little call center job.
Come on, come on. Now,
I feel like it'd be like, oh, my life is falling apart. Let me go sell some glam. Like, no, there are a lot of steps that you need to take.
yeah, we could make some other things happen. Now, this is so. I started this out talking about where Tyler been,
Hmm.
where's going on, how he's using his characters now, and this foundation that he had, how he's kind of going away from that and going to this new direction.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is this, because if you look at Beauty in Black,
Hmm.
orgies, strippers, all kind of stuff. If you look
Oh
at
no.
if you look at um, Mia Copa, orgies,
What you
all
think?
kind of stuff going on. If you look at
Hmm.
Divorce in Black, they had the stripper scene. They would had a party with men and women, and then they just randomly brought all these male strippers. I was like, what is going on? But anyway, I like who would bring? I'm saying at a co-ed party, you wouldn't bring all these male strippers to a co-ed party. That's just real life. Nobody does that. Okay,
Well, no. However, I appreciate the equality because they do bring female strippers to the co-ed parties all the time.
of course,
I don't like that.
more acceptable. It's more acceptable.
I don't like that
It's more
because it's
acceptable.
like, but also like more people would rather see women strip than men because
Hmm.
the male strippers do be trying to put their meat real, real close to you.
Yeah, the male stripping is is very very physical. So it's a lot of them
Yeah,
picking up people and grabbing them and flipping and dipping them and putting their
yeah, and
face all
doing
in
a
your
little
ear.
dance.
Yeah. So it's a lot of
Yeah,
you pick up the
yeah,
wrong
you
dude,
know,
girl, and now it's a fight. And it's like
God,
who wants to fight a
God,
man while he's in a thong?
exactly. And
I
then
don't know.
God, like God forbid you pick up somebody and it's not fresh.
I'm asleep. Um, but I said all this to say
Yes.
we it's going in the direction. We're going in
Hmm.
a direction. How far do we think Tyler Perry is
He's
going to
going
push
with
all this?
Medea.
No, just in general. How far do you think he's going to? Is he going to get to where where it's like his movies become like Cinemax,
I think we're getting there soon. I think that Tyler is saying
like
if you
straight
want
softcore?
family wholesome, take your ass to TBS, watch Meet the Browns, and watch Ella and them,
Hmm.
and that's it. That's it's gonna be the sitcoms. The sitcoms will be family friendly, and everything else seems to be like it's going in the Beauty and Black, um, all the Queen's Men type, where we're just gonna see assaults, body parts, full on hunching. I mean, full
Like I'm
on
saying,
hunching.
I'm thinking like it's going to be smut soon.
I mean, it low key already is. Cause think about that scene. I think it was at Miss Tandy's,
Hmm.
and I think it was like a 2-on-2 or
Oh
something of
yes,
that.
where it was it Midnight and Doc? It was like oh no, it was
I
like
think it
face. It
was
was
Midnight
face. It was face. I think it was face in Midnight. But I know which
Face in
one. Where
Midnight.
it was like Tandy and her homegirl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I remember
And
exactly
we
what
are
you're talking about.
seeing
A lot.
titties,
That's a lot.
P word, butt,
Yeah, it was a lot.
clam,
Yeah.
every like
There's a lot of
we
meat.
are
There's a lot of meat. It
seeing
was a lot of meat slanging. It was a lot of.
flesh.
It was a lot of skin.
And we can fast forward through that, but like let's say you're just sitting there like those scenes like they be hunting for at least a good 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, them scenes last quite a while. No, I think that
Like
I
an
think that scene.
awkward.
I think that scene was almost like 3 minutes
And what's crazy is like you can't watch that around others.
long. Yes, very much a. Like that's what I'm saying. Like these shows have become so much of that, of the smut, of the soft core, leaning in, gonna be hardcore soon. But so much of the soft coreness of it is leaning into it so much to where if that was like, it's just like how you said, if you getting your hair braided and it's just on,
You
it's gonna
can't
be a
cut it
point you be like,
on no
what
more.
the hell is what we watching?
You can't. I was gonna
What is
say
this?
Tyler Perry is phasing out of the salons because no, imagine getting your hair shampooed and then midnight is hitting some voluptuous lady from the back. It's going to be it gets awkward
Yes.
quickly.
Yes. Like I'm normally alone.
And
I'm
um
normally alone when I see these kind of things.
and the thing about it is like he's gotten so vulgar, like you said, it's seeping into his more family
Oriented.
friendly exactly
Yeah.
content. And it's like soon it's gonna be like Medea has an orgy.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm just like I'm.
And I don't want to see the CGI for Medea's everything to be flapping around. Cause that's just gonna Tyler Perry just wants to put on a suit with titties. I don't want to see Tyler Perry get pile drived in the newest Medea movie. I don't.
Hold
He
on.
needs to keep himself.
Medea goes to the strip club, and the strip club is all the Queens Men Club.
Oh
Or,
my God.
and it's like Medea. Midnight done pick Medea up. Like
But then that
you know how
means
all the Queens Men they bring the women up and they do the dance routine. They done brought Medea up there and they dancing around
I wait, what if Medea also knows the routine by some like random happenstance?
her. Wait. I remember this one.
Like I kind of want Medea to just randomly have on like some panties that match whatever
Whatever
costumes
costume they
the
got.
boys have on that day. They bring her up on stage as if they're going to dance on her, but then she rips off her clothes and does the routine with them.
this like this like we're
Yeah.
getting so close to Boondocks. We're getting so close to Boondocks that I'm just like I'm out of my mind.
Oh, yeah, your mind. Tyler's he's just doing stuff. He's just doing stuff and it's really our fault for watching.
I was gonna say
Um
now I was going that was the next question I was gonna have was the church crowd, which we know for the longest time was his base. Does he still have them? Have they
yes.
left?
Yes.
Are they watching these things amused? Like
Yes.
I don't. I'm confused.
They are watching, and because let me tell you about church folks.
Hmm.
They are some hypocrites.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you a little story.
Okay.
To just to get back to how church people's hypocrites, especially about stuff that they watch.
Okay.
I think Soul Food came out in either 96, 97. Migraine, my auntie, heavy church going women. I mean, multiple times a week, every Sunday.
Okay.
Heavy church women. Soul Food's an R-rated movie.
It is.
We don't watch R-rated movies at home. We don't. But guess who went and saw Soul Food?
Okay. So they went and saw Soul
They'll
Food.
go watch. They'll go watch for sure. Church people, they'll go watch some inappropriate shit. And then halfway be like, shame the devil. But they want something to talk about. And Tyler Perry gives them something in common
Yeah.
that is safe because it's churchy
Mm-hmm.
to talk about. And because the church lady, who you think is watching all these shows with these strippers? It's the repressed, the sexually repressed church girl.
Mm.
Ain't
There's
nobody
the
who
crowd.
actually getting no meat in this life.
Wait. Okay. 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 So it's the repressed people. It's dry. The phone dry. Everything dry. The body dry.
And then they're saving it for man. Like, I'm talking about like
Mm.
not Seventh Day Adventist, but like, your typical Kojic girl.
Mm.
We're good. We're keeping things below the knee. We're saving it for marriage. The quintessential sheltered Christian girl. They do grow up. They have grown up, and they freaky as hell now.
I know. You know. I knew some girls that matched that archetype that went through that process. Especially once you get to college, you kind of if you've been and this is not even just a church people thing. This is just if you've been restricted your whole life, you never was allowed to do nothing. You get to college and you go
On
crazy. I know this.
insane.
I know this girl came to college with her AA. Literally freaked her way. She came in with an AA to college. So literally, she she's upperclassman already. She freaked off so much by the second semester, by the end of the spring semester, her GPA was like 0.6 or something.
Jesus. But I get it, cause shit, I went to college and I didn't make it 2 whole semesters
Wow.
before I got right.
Like I knew that already, but just hearing you say it, I've never heard you say it like that. Like, whoa, wait, hold on.
Listen, as a shelter girl who went to college and acted an ass, I know.
Lord.
um, the thing about it is my only saving grace is I tapered off. So like I started partying heavy towards the end of high school.
Hmm.
I just wasn't done by the time I hit college. I was like, I wasn't even anywhere near my peak because shit, I we partied for a minute. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
no. But like the girls who made it out of college and still got their virginity, they're watching
yeah. Ooh,
all the Queen's men and be like, that's
yeah,
his aunt.
yeah. I got a friend like that at work right now very, who's very, who's a virgin, who's what I'm saying, very Christian. Which I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, that's beautiful.
Love it.
I'm saying, stay there. But when I tell you, she nasty. She
They
nasty.
be nasty, especially when they get grown, because
She
it's like
nasty.
you grown.
I be like, what the? She just be talking. I'm like, hold on. What do you? How do you? Why would you even know about these things? Cause ain't you? You ain't never
Listen,
did. What you? Huh?
because they're watching the Tyler Perry shows.
Hmm. Look, Tyler Perry giving all kind of instructions.
Tyler Perry's like, I know you ain't never had no dick, but you finna see what it look like to get some. And
He do.
like, I got a
It's a
couple.
lot of meat out. It's a lot of meat out on his shows. A lot of meat out.
He knows his audience. And like the old church ladies, they gonna condemn it in public and then watch it in private and talk about it with their old girls. And then if they catch anybody talking about it, they're gonna be like, ooh, shame on you. That's not a godly show. And then they're gonna get with their actual real friends and then watch it. Real hypocritical. But the same church people who was watching them blaze, watching them freaked out ass shows. For sure.
Mm. It kind of take me. It kind of take me back to the Harry Potter versus the Chronicles of Narnia situation back when we was young.
Hello,
You couldn't
because you
watch. You
don't want
couldn't. You
a
can't watch
movie
Harry
about
Potter.
witches.
Can't watch no Harry Potter magic and stuff. Okay, Narnia come out. Well, the lion is supposed to represent Christ, so the magic's okay now. Huh?
And it's just like y'all could have made a similar allegory with Harry. Y'all just chose not to.
Yes.
Child. Like I said, they pick and choose, but then they watch everything in the privacy of their own homes or with their small group of people. Because growing up, I couldn't watch nothing past PG. I couldn't watch no PG-13 movie till I turned 13.
Oh.
You going to see soul food? I can't see soul food, but you going to see soul food?
Now, mind you, I was like, however old I was, 5, 6, watching Dead Presidents in the drive-in movie theater over there on Hillsboro. Well,
Listen,
it ain't
shout
there in
out,
the
shout
Funland.
out to
It
Funland.
ain't there no more. But yeah, I'm watching Dead.
Shout out to
I remember watching Dead Presidents, and then the sex scene come up, and I'm like, I'm a kid, and I was watching, Poetic Justice and all those things, and I was real young. Um, what is it? Wesley Snipes. What's the one? New Jack, New Jack City. Like
New
all
Jack
that.
City.
I was watching all that stuff real young. So I think this could be a balance where it don't got to be as young watching all this stuff like I was, and we ain't got to wait that
Correct.
long as you did. Like we can.
I still ain't seen Soul Food all the way through. Do I know the plot? Yes. But have I sat and watched the movie start to finish?
Let's see,
Because
so
I know the plot.
I was gonna ask you. I know you saw the beginning. I was gonna ask you. You get married and you just got married and your husband ex girlfriend come to the reception with a real short skirt and is rubbing her booty all over your husband. You what you doing? Because it's like as a kid watching that, I was like, oh man, I was just I was just mesmerized by old girl body. I'm just gonna keep it all the way 100.
And that's
I
fair,
was just as a
but
kid, but as an adult now, that comes on, and I'm like, nigga,
crazy
you
behavior.
just got married. Why is this girl with this short
Here.
skirt riding
Why is she
all
here?
up, skirt got a booty halfway out,
Who
and
let her
she
in?
rubbing all up on you? I know this. Look, and
And
that look. This was a time when we used to dance, so I understand. We used to actually, for all the young people watching, there was a time where we actually used to dance with each other when music came on. We didn't. I don't know. We didn't have phones to look at, so we actually had to interact with the person around you, or go to a girl and he'll hold your hand out. Do you want to dance? And she'll give you a hand, and y'all walk to the dance floor, and y'all do whatever y'all do.
hmm
But this is this is like her family here looking
this
at
your
this.
wife.
Her family is here.
Your family is here.
Like my thing, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, my biggest fear in a relationship is
Well,
being embarrassed.
same.
Like there's certain like I can forgive you for some unforgivable shit in private.
Correct.
I can't forgive. I can't forgive you for looking at a nigga too long in public.
Yeah.
Like we get a video and a dude
In
walk by and you do a
public.
little too much of this.
In
Now,
public.
now I gotta leave because now it's all on the
Got
internet. It's a
to.
meme. I no, baby, we can't do this now. Now you done embarrassed me. I can't do this. I gotta go.
And unfortunately, like I'm easily embarrassed. So it's like, don't you even make a situation where it could even look like you playing with me.
Mm-mm. That's embarrassing, man. Like you can't be out here embarrassing your girl. Y'all just got married. Your wife. Come on now. And and you an ex-con. And you ain't got a job. And you gotta stay at her family place. So that means if she was like, you know what, let's just get this annulled, I ain't messing with you no more, you would be homeless, sir.
You know?
How did your ex know? Like, how did she know where the wedding was?
You would think.
That's
You
all you
would
think.
think.
Okay, and then so another thing was not since we on soul food. We might as well just keep it going. Um,
Hmm.
you in a relationship, right? It's going
Hmm.
good. It's going good. Your sister got to chaperone you on your date.
Not fucking with it, but alright.
Your mom's is extra, protective, make sure my baby, whatever, whatever, right?
Hmm.
Sometime later, your sister done took your man because they got a connection after she had to chaperone that date. And not only did she steal your man, they get married and have a gang of kids.
We would have been stopped fucking with each other.
But we gotta come. Like, how was that? Like, how awkward was that wedding? Like, imagine sitting at a table. Like, oh, how y'all met? Well, I was actually dating the her, and we was at
Because really, how do you tell that story?
the skating rink, and she fell, and even though I was with her, like when she fell, I went to help her up, and you know that was the end of it. I'm busting her down in the back of a car a couple weeks later while I was still dating her sister.
Yeah.
Like this family was kind of
And it's
crazy.
like, how does your mama even let y'all continue to like? If I had daughters, one of my daughters cannot steal my other daughter's man, expect to bring that man over. Like, no, no, no. And
No,
everybody just expecting Terry to get over it. It's just like, no.
and everybody's broke and needs
But
Terry to pay
Terry,
for stuff.
you broke.
Everybody's broke, but nobody cares about Terry.
They don't give a damn about poor Terry.
Like I'll be looking at it now, like I don't know. Like I'm in my head, I'm like, we really tried to make Terry sound like she was crazy. Like I grew up not liking Terry. I'm like, man, Terry, man, she messed up.
That's once I learned the story, I was like,
I got older.
I see why I wasn't allowed to watch this movie because I would have put two and two together. Because a lot of people's grandmamas is big. And then once you realize who the fuck Terry is and who's getting ready to be the next Terry, it's just like, oh, this is a cautionary tale about stop letting your family run over you when you the only motherfucker with money. That.
Terry said, I'm
Uh,
selling the house. They said, you can't sell the house. Terry said, I'm the only one paying for anything in
and
this house. I'm tired of paying for this house. I'm
she
selling
wasn't
the
wrong.
house.
Terry was not wrong.
And Faith had the nerve to have sex with her husband.
The motherfucking nerve. After she let Faith stay with her. Stop letting people stay. Boy,
Faith was cute. No, I ain't gonna lie though. Faith was cute. Faith was cute now.
first of all,
Faith was cute now.
honestly, after what happened with the sister, Faith couldn't even come to stay with me.
That's a good
But like
point.
I would have
Terry,
went no
Terry, Terry stayed getting getting the rug pulled on her.
little boy by these bitches, by these broke ass bitches. Terry the only motherfucker with money on. Letting broke hoes run her and fuck her in.
Terry,
Justice for Terry.
justice for Terry.
Cause they should have let her stab her husband.
Ugh. That boy was wilding. He was wilding on the highest level.
Cause it's
Um,
like he knew. So like this is her husband. So she of course has probably told him about losing a man to
her sister.
her a family member just to go and hunch another family member.
Oof.
You know my trauma.
And this is what you do with it. Dang, that's deep. That's deep. Did you watch the TV show, the Soul Food show?
Mm-mm.
I watched some of it. Of course, shout out to Boris Kojo, um, who's Ghanaian. I don't know if you know he's Ghanaian.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like before like his college years, he was in between Germany and Ghana, back and forth.
Okay.
Um, and I was like, that's crazy. And I could actually, because Godfrey has a new podcast called, I think it's is it 154 or 145 1 5. How many countries are there in Africa? Is it
I
54 or
think I heard it.
is it 54 or 45? It's either
I think it's
54.
54.
I think it's 54. So it's called 154, and it's like basically the whole continent of Africa coming together as one on the podcast. So he interviews celebrities and entrepreneurs and actors, all that stuff from different, and they get to talk about their African backgrounds. And he had Boris Kojo on there, and I didn't even know Boris Kojo. No, they live in Ghana. They've been out there.
Really?
Boris Kojo, man, he Ghana down. When he was talking, I could actually
Hmm.
hear his African accent start to come out. I was like, oh, they good. I'm like, boy, boy, they good at hiding that accent, boy. I was like, I did not expect this. But yeah, it's Godfrey and another gentleman. They have this podcast that comes out weekly. They've had some people on it. They had my girl that played Precious. I don't want to mess her name. Gabrielle Sibude.
Did it,
She's
babe? Mm-hmm.
Sidibe. She's Senegalese. She's from Senegal.
Hmm.
So had her on there. Had my boy the new he had New Carlton. He had the coked out Carlton on there. He Nigerian. But
I love that.
yeah, so like I'm learning so much about all these celebrities I
Not
already
the
knew.
coked up Carlton. Yeah, the coked up Carlton.
That's the coked up Carlton. Carlton snorting up Xanax and all that stuff he was doing.
You are correct.
Speaking of, we got to finish that show. Oh,
Fresh
yeah, we got to finish Fresh Prince.
Fresh
Oh,
Prince.
and since the camera's on, I might as well have a confession.
Well,
Me and Sam finished Madam.
that's fine. Jabari had finished, madam. That's fine, because Jabari had finished, and he told me the end. I need to watch it for myself, but
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
what's going on?
It's a lot. It's we just watch. It's just oh somebody shoot Madam.
Oh no. I hate that.
What's my boy? My boy Amp. He relapses. He gets back on the liquor.
Oh no, not Amp back on
Yeah,
that stuff.
he back on that water. Cause you know his mama ain't like it, you know how it goes. It's Tyler Perry, so it's like the mom went from begging her son, please, 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 and then he finds out like this what she really came here for, to mess up his auntie.
Mm.
And then once he found out, all of a sudden she's the most evil person ever. Oh, whatever. I'm like, what is going on? What is this? It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, Madam was killing people while she was on court for killing people. I mean, on trial for killing people.
Don't like that.
I was like, Madam ain't never gonna learn. But yeah, everybody got caught up in a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But
Hey,
Lauren.
Lauren.
Everybody say creative.